We should be good to go. Now, one thing is...
You're live.
Yeah, so you've got to make sure you don't lose the plot. That's the thing.
I think Streamlabs lost the plot.
Yeah, so, well, the thing is, Streamlabs lost the plot, guys. So we apologize for this delay in the Streamlabs software. It refused to go live. And it's like, we've got the streaming software set up. Everything's ready to go. And it just refused to go live. Okay. Here we go. Anyway, welcome back to a Tech Yes City live stream 4. Technically, it was meant to be last Friday, but things got in the way. And so we've got a big news outlet for you guys here today. Come and join in on chat. Come have some fun. And we've also got Yusuf. He's got a microphone now. So last stream we did, people were like, I couldn't hear Yusuf. I couldn't hear him. Now he's got his own microphone, so he can join in on the chat anytime on the situation.
Last time I was like, what day do you prefer to stream? And you said, Fridays. I like Fridays. Fridays sound good. And then it was a Friday. So we said, okay, let's stream tonight. And it's just nothing was ready.
Yeah.
We were sharing one microphone between the two of us. It was not great.
Now we've got our own microphones, guys. And he's got the golden microphone in spirit of the golden microphone. And we've also got a special guest on today's show. That is Jar Jar. You can see him right there. The camera's slow to focus. Actually, it's all right. You get a blurry Jar Jar. That's what you get. So, anyhow, we got some big news here today. We got RTX 4090. The ban that we were talking about 2 weeks ago is official. It is coming in place November 17th. And so what that means, and we'll take a look at this article right now, because what this means is that GPU prices in China are going to go up. Now, China is a massive consumer of consumer-grade graphics cards. Now, we already saw the export bans to China taking effect for the AI-grade GPUs, but now it's coming in effect for RTX 4090s. But I'm guessing that's because they don't want people using RTX 4090s for the AI capabilities. But at the same time, there is just now this massive amount of shipments of RTX 4090s going over to China. And actually, you may see a stockpile of shipments being redirected there before this ban. So there's a warning now on the RTX 4090s, and essentially what this means is that they're going to be shipping a lot out. So you may see shortages in other places in the world where they're like, okay, well, we can get some 4090s later for these folks. Let's get as many as we can to China because they're going to get sold eventually, because after this ban takes effect, you're not going to be able to get them at normal prices. So this is what we saw in a new SEC filing. NVIDIA confirmed that the new export licensing restrictions have been implemented for their high-end data center products, which prohibit the shipment of these products to certain countries, so including China. So the October 17th SEC filing did mention the RTX 4090 GPUs, and so that's why it's that card and not the RTX 4080s and things like that. But at the same time, like when we look at this situation, who needs an RTX 4090? I mean, really, like I'm on a 4070 Ti and I just could not want any more from a GPU. I mean, let us know in chat what GPUs you're using. And we've also joined by Marco as well in Designs by IFR. He's like, what's going on, guys, in chat? He's getting excited. I can already hear him from about 900 kilometers away from Sydney. He's just yelling out, what's going on, guys, with that enthusiasm. He's joining us here, and we're going to have a lot of fun on this stream here today. So we're going to get into the jokes, we're going to get into the fun and all that. But one thing you can be rest assured with this is it's just, I'm going to sort of governments just overreaching and putting in regulations that make no sense whatsoever. It's like, why are you banning a gaming graphics card? It's like, what are they going to do? Make an AI robot out of an RTX 4090?
Okay, hold on. Is the 4090 a gaming graphics card?
Yeah.
No. The 4080, definitely. Cool. Top of the line. The 4090? It's more like a Titan. It's more like a workstation card almost.
So you're saying it's on another planet?
Yeah, it's on a different level.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Would you run that as a gaming graphics card? You already said you were on 4070 Ti.
Yeah. I mean, I tried running. It's just too much FPS.
Exactly. It's not a gaming graphics
Oh,
card.
so you're like going down a bit of that alternative theory. We don't want to say the word in the first 10 minutes on YouTube. Alternative, baby. Alternative theory. And you're saying, so what Yusuf is saying is that perhaps this GPU was made for other purposes.
I'm not saying made for. I'm just saying it's not in the class of a gaming graphics card. Because you can have a 4K 120Hz OLED, right? And you're maxing it out. You're not even maxing out your GPU.
The viewers make a great point. Starfield.
Bad optimization is not an excuse for more powerful graphics cards.
Starfield is so bad, guys.
Will be.
Starfield is so bad that, yeah, like I tried running, what was it? The last card I tried running it on was a 3060 and the FPS was horrible at 1080p. I'm like, this is 10%. So we'll pull up the Steam charts later. We can pull up now, show the viewers the Steam charts on the hardware surveys. Absolutely mind-boggling how big the share of the RTX 3060 is now. And it's literally about 10% of all GPUs on Steam are RTX 3060. So when you're looking, like this relates to the used PC parts, but when you're looking for a GPU, and you're looking for a flip, the RTX 3060 is going to be the obvious choice because what you have there is, there's a lot of old GPUs. So technically, if we're looking at the momentum going forward of the GPUs sold, it's going to be the RTX 3060, right? Because you've got all these old GPUs that are still not being really sold on the market. And so when you really look at it, you could say maybe 20% of all GPUs sold right now could be RTX 3060. This is how powerful these numbers are because those numbers just keep climbing and climbing, and they're climbing.
If 10% of all GPUs in gaming systems are 3060s, that means more than 10% of the market share is 3060s because it has to catch up based on all these other cards.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're selling only 10%, then it doesn't outcompete these other.
But the momentum of it, we're talking at the time. So definitely. Yeah, if you've got like this sort of momentum-filled mindset, you'll know that the RTX 3060 is just really hot. The 12 gigabyte model, because everybody wants their 12 gigabytes of VRAM. It's hot property. And so we're looking at that card, and that's the obvious choice for PC flippers right now. And that one's not banned in China either. So if you guys are in China doing the PC flipping, you're going to be this ban isn't really going to affect the average gamer. It's just the RTX 4090, and I think how that's going to play out will be pretty interesting, but I'm not too concerned about going back to this article and how it relates to the whole tech scene in general. I just think it's going to be not that bad of a thing. I mean, what really remains to be seen is ongoing dilemmas with perhaps new releases of graphics cards in the next coming years. So in 2 years' time, you have an RTX 5090, and then is a 5080 going to be banned too? Is a 5070 going to be banned? And I think that's where the biggest sort of cause for concern comes from with these bans. So that one's official now, and so do let us know in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a bit too harsh from the SEC to be pulling this out on the exports on Nvidia? Because at the end of the day, it does cripple Nvidia in ways as a company if they're trying to sell things that they can no longer sell because the prices just go up. But on other news, if you're in Korea and you're a hustler, you can get your hands on some RTX 4090s and then try and get them to China through other ways. And I think there's going to be a huge market for that, where if the prices double in China for these cards, you're going to have old mate getting one for retail in Korea, and then he's going to be selling it for 1.5x. And there's still going to be really juicy profits in doing that. So this one opens up a whole can of worms to the effect. And just like inflation, we're seeing where the effects of this we really don't know. And if someone tells you exactly where it's going to go, I would say human behavior is unpredictable, and I'd say this thing is kind of unpredictable as well. So
wasn't there also that, I remember, I think it was a year or so ago, that people were smuggling in CPUs, like strapping them to their chest and taping it around them. How are you doing that with a graphics card?
Yeah. Well,
it's a little bit harder.
I mean, in terms of smuggling, when I came back from Japan, I got 54 kilos of tech luggage. That was a real good one.
That's not smuggling.
That's just like, but they carry it in a suitcase or whatnot. Honestly, they'd probably just ship the cooler over separately and maybe just bring the GPU board with them. That would probably be the best way to do it. Yeah, but you have to dismantle the board. So that means then, going off on that tangent, they'd want the models with just simple screwdrivers, not these star-headed screws and
Or
stuff.
is there going
just
to be a whole new market for aftermarket GPU cores because they just bring the bare PCBs?
I mean, there could be, yeah. Be interesting to see. So again, the ramifications and what's going on going forward with all this, you're going to wait and see, really. But I just think it's like, this is going to tie in perfectly with our next article. And this is the one of the title, guys, the floating GPU island. This is the next one we're going to pull up for you guys, the floating GPU island. Now, what's going on with governments and regulations? I don't like this one. I'm a bit of a mixed bag on this and my thoughts. We'll go through the whole article and go over the details for you guys on everything here. But this one came out of, what's it called again? The BS. I'm going to pull up this article. The
BSF.
It's a weird name for it. So they're calling it the BSFCC.
The Blue Sea Frontier Compute Cluster.
From Dell Complex. And they believe, they know the hype for AI is huge. If you look at NVIDIA, they sold, I think it was $10 billion worth of GPUs to the AI segment. It was absolutely insane. The numbers that AI is pulling in terms of revenue and sales for NVIDIA is huge. But anyway, governments are stepping in. They're regulating AI. They're putting caps on it. They're putting, of course, not just regulations, there's going to be extra taxes and all this and all that. And this company is like, well, here's the solution. Just build your own island and literally, if you do this in international waters, you can make your own sovereign state, aka your own country. And then you can have your own tax laws. You can have this. You can have your own treaties. And of course, you can have 10,000 NVIDIA H100 GPUs processing AI out in the sea unhindered. So that's sort of the whole thing here is if you want to get around regulation, you go to Blue Sea Frontier Compute Cluster, and it's got its own fancy self-preservating energy structure. I mean, the whole thing looks insanely expensive, which shows you the hype for AI. And we've also got some chat coming in right now with shampoo time. Thanks for the donation, brother. Any techonomics tonight? I love that stuff. Thanks for the donation, brother. Of course we can go into tech yes-o-nomics. It's tech, yeah, we can go into tech yes-o-nomics for you later on the stream. That's absolutely. Thank you for that dono. We'll be going there. Don't worry, we'll be going there. But let's get back to this article because we've got here a bit of the Biden admin's AI executive order and the EU's AI Act. So it's not just the Biden admin, it's also the EU. They're aiming to centralize control under the guise of safety. The solution is at sea. So BSFCC is making this pitch here from Dell Complex. And it's not just a barge-based compute platform, but sovereign nations. And so this one is the most weirdest thing I've seen in a long time in tech. Because one thing that Dell Complex has got to realize is when you try and circumvent the government in certain ways, they're going to come after you. Like,
which government, though?
Oh, Biden admin. Easy, man.
Well, what if they're not from the US?
It doesn't matter. Like, America's it's got the biggest navy in the world by far. Like, a massive stretch.
But
so
international waters are international.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They'll make some special clause and they'll get all the countries involved to sign on to it. And sure enough, your BSFCC will get, what's that doom gun? The BFG. It'll get BFG'd.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen. That's my prediction with this one. I do think this one's going to be more cut and dry, where I think there'll be a few people who will go out and do this, and you'll have these GPU nations. Vote for GPUNation. Hey guys, GPUNation. And I just think eventually if it becomes enough of a problem, the governments will find some way to shut it down. Now, of course, then you've got pirates. How's that going to work? You need your own 24/7 full security crew of boats. That's the scariest thing. If I wouldn't go anywhere near, even if I was like needing AI that badly, I'd make a bat cave. Like, why not? Like, why?
Well, the cave would be in somebody's territory. But speaking of pirates, what if you were trying to disrupt somebody's business? So you drove your boat up to them and just EMP'd, just bunch of static, bunch of EMFs.
I mean, I don't know about this one. Hey, I don't.
Is naval warfare coming back?
I don't know about this one, guys. I don't know about this one,
It's
honestly.
2023, anything could happen.
Yeah, I just don't know about this one. What's Ed Zimmerman going off in chat about? Hey, just wanna. What? Who's he? He's just calling people names and stuff. Like, what? Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay, yeah. I don't want to get censored on YouTube, so I'm not even going to repeat his message, but just ban the dude if it's if he's going to be a total...
Oh, Marco's on it.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Marco. Yeah, so it's just distracting when you read that crap, when you're trying to do a live stream for you guys and you got some dude like... Meet at the Woolies car park, bro. So anyway, guys, do let us know in chat what you think about the BSFCC and the whole like cluster F that this thing is going to bring in, where it's apparently got steam turbines and it's going to they don't just say 10,000 GPUs, they say over 10,000 NVIDIA H100 GPUs. So
H100s is crazy because the H100s are expensive on their own. To get 10,000 of them. Yeah. Well, I mean, we were looking at the NVIDIA revenues, and the data set is spiking all the way up.
It's huge, man. So it's huge. But well, the funny thing is, I'm going to stop here because government's overreaching and regulating your life. Man, it's happened so much since, CV19. Since that happened, the governments have been regulating and over-regulating and everything. So I don't like that element. But then when it comes to AI, I don't know if, I'm sure everyone's seen The Matrix. We've got to be careful with AI. That's all. It's a different, so government's regulating and controlling way too much with human-to-human services and human-to-human trade and all that. I don't agree with that. I don't like it. I like free markets. When it comes to AI, it's kind of like, yeah, I've seen The Matrix, man. I don't know what to do here. Like, this is a real, you got to control that thing. You got to actually put caps on it because it's not human. It's AI. It's a different species when you think about it. Completely different too, because it's not even biological. So there's like no affinity there to humans. And then you look at it and it's like, wow, this has the potential to just get out of control really fast, really quickly. And what about the disruptions that it can cause too? Because everything's got smart this, smart that, smartphones, smart control, smart navigation. And yeah, it's like all these things that you see in movies is like, well, that could actually be a reality. And ATV says we need Sarah and John Connors. Yeah, and that's another thing too. I mean, Sarah and John Connors, they'll become a real thing if this keeps going forward. So in ways, I don't agree with governments regulating normal human activity, but regulating AI, I think, is like, yeah, you're going into a whole new world here of things you don't understand that are actually extremely dangerous. And it's like, you got to regulate things that'll have the potential to be way too dangerous. That's all it is. Like, and so...
Well, how do you regulate it? How do you...
Well, that's what they're doing.
What's the difference between, okay, we're giving you a processing cap and innovation? Where's the line?
Well, the line is in what they're designed for, though. I mean, so...
How can you tell intent? It's a general processor.
Yeah, but they're designed for AI, so... AI processing capabilities. NVIDIA's just on.
Yeah, but a 4060 is designed for AI as well.
I mean, it's so weak. You're not really running. You're not running a Terminator with that thing.
Where's the line? Is it 4090?
The line is with the processing power to make a Terminator. That's where the line is.
Does a 4090 have one of that?
No, not one 4090. No, but maybe 100,000 4090s.
Maybe 10,000.
Yeah, and then you can get satellite internet, and you can have yourself a mobile Terminator. It might have input delay too. That'd be funny. Hey, so imagine the input lag on the Terminator. It's like, hey, dude. And he's like, you got to talk about it. Input lag on the Terminator. Like, that's one thing they didn't touch on in the Terminator series. What's the input delay? Because he's got the chip in, like, the Terminator has the chip inside him, right? So he would have low latency.
Every robotic movement, that's a command to to movement latency.
So if you've got, at the moment, it's not such a problem because you got all the GPUs are going to have to be remote. So if you're controlling the Terminator remotely, he's going to have input lag.
So what you're saying is Skynet is in GeForce Now cloud.
Yeah. Kind of Skyforce Now is, it's like GeForce Now Skynet sort of. That's the stage you're in. You're a bit slow to the market here. So, but this is what I mean. It's going to get fast. The chips are going to get faster, smaller, and 50 years time, you could see a Terminator. That's like the reality of it, right? About 50 years time, you could see an actual Terminator, maybe even 40 years. I don't know. So, will be forever. Welcome to the chat too. If AI could actually get into a human mind, it would self-destruct. Really? I don't know that. that's that's a funny thing. So T100, but guys, you can place your bets in the comments. What's your favorite Terminator model? Is it the T800, the T1? I like the T1000, man. T1000's like he was way ahead of his time too.
You're gonna hate me, and the chat's gonna roast me, but I've only seen the first Terminator.
You've only seen the first one, so you don't even know the T models. Okay. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get roasted because Terminator 2 is like the best. I would be.
When did they come out? When did those?
Ages ago, man.
Yeah, 8. It doesn't help.
Yeah, so chat's saying T1000. Yeah, T1000, dude. And plus the way what was his name? The guy who acted on the T1000. Can you check that for us? T1000.
Look it up.
He nailed that role. Like, I actually liked him better than Arnie in that movie. Hey, that was just in really good.
Patrick?
Hey, sorry. Yeah. Robert Patrick. He just mashed that role as T1000, man. It was so good. It was just like, yeah, you can't find anyone better for the job. So they need the Quadro T1000 and the HT1000 with a hyphen in it. So that's where this can go. We'll get on to government regulations and all that stuff when we talk about tech, YES-o-NOMICS a little bit later. But let's have a look at AMD. AMD is on the sort of, this one is so weird because it's like a bit of a mid, like it's good and bad news with AMD. And it's so weird because Intel's been on the way down, right, with their sales and their revenue, and they're having tough times. But then we look at AMD, they're kind of in the midst of, we'll get onto this news. We just got a big donation from Michael T here. Hi, Brad Chattel. Have a great streamer, man. Thanks for the donation, brother, and have fun. Just relax. Get yourself a Jar Jar mug as well, and just tune in. And we're going to talk about this AMD revenue figures right now, because what we got right here, if we go down to the summary of this report, right? So there's the AMD financials here, the quarterly segment summary. Have you got that up for the viewers? Yeah. So it'll be, sorry, you have to go to amd.com while I talk about it. Yeah, so you just have to Google it quickly. And that's why I got him on controls, man, because I can keep focused on you guys. I can keep focused on chat. I can keep focused on the live stream. And Yusuf can go, just go Google AMD Q3 revenue and then pull it up from amd.com. And we got here. So we'll wait for the quarterly. Yeah, so just scroll down to the, it's almost there. And then you scroll down to the, quarterly summary segment. So it'll be the quarterly segment summary. Yep. And we show that to the viewers, and we can see here the data center revenue was flat year over year. So you hear about EPYC processors taking over the market. Everyone's going to be getting an EPYC processor, and it's actually not really happening. It was flat, right? So it was like, okay, what's going on here? And then you look at client segment. Here's the craziest thing. 42% up year over year, 42%. Primarily driven by higher Ryzen mobile processor sales. So their revenue grew 46% sequentially, and it was driven by the AMD Ryzen 7000. That's what they say. So I got a feeling everything contributed here, the Ryzen 5000 chips being so cheap as well, because I looked at the sales charts on Amazon, or you look at the sales charts in Japan, Kakaku. Everyone I spoke to, Ryzen 5000 was selling extremely well.
Like the 5600?
Yeah, like 5800X3D, 5700X was the top seller, like in pretty much all the charts. So I'm kind of surprised to see them not mention Ryzen 5000. Is it a little bit of okay, we want to pump up the 7000 series and sort of, I mean, and so then they're saying it's mobile as well, mobile processor sales, which means that AMD must have taken a lot of market share from Intel with the mobile processors. So the client segment was up heaps. That was their biggest sort of shining star here. But when we look at the gaming segment revenue, this was down. This was down 8% year over year to 1.5 billion. So they're saying this was a decline in the semi-custom revenue and the AMD, and it was an increase in the AMD GPU sales. But the thing is, last quarter of last year, the third quarter of last year, was actually a bad quarter. So this kind of news is a little bit concerning. Like, I thought AMD would be doing better than this. I would say their stock price is overvalued after seeing these numbers, but the stock price apparently went up. And then you've got the next segment, embedded segment revenue. That was 1.2 billion. That was down 5% year over year. So you can see they're in a real weird market. And then the reason people are buying is like, well, AMD is going to get into the AI segment and they're going to absolutely destroy it. So people are like, okay, well, AI, AMD, AI, it's a big bet with AI. And it's like, well, NVIDIA's already just capitalizing and they're miles ahead of both Intel and AMD there. So there's sort of like a lot of hype around AI with AMD, but it really remains to be seen there. So YouTube cats jumping from build. Okay, okay, chat's going off. Chat's going off on a different tangent. Bryan, why are you wearing what is it? So why am I wearing my
son's jacket? It says
my son's jacket. Yeah. So why am I wearing my son's jacket? I needed a jacket, guys, so I just put on a Pokemon jacket. It was the first thing I could find. It's actually extremely comfortable, you know. And the thing is, right? You've got to catch them all. That's the That's the deal, right? You put on a Pokemon jacket, you got to catch them all, catch all the deals. Yeah.
What deals have you caught recently?
You didn't watch the Parts Hunt?
No,
Okay.
beyond the Parts Hunt. Have you found anything besides that?
No.
Not really?
No, well, the Parts Hunt was a Parts Hunt, and then yeah, because
Parts Hunt's usually like the rarer deals.
Yeah, but I've got to I've got a heap of stuff from Japan that's just come over with me. There's heaps, man.
Oh,
So,
wow.
you know, I'm not really like in the desperate attempt to go out and buy used parts. I'm like, usually
So you're good for parts?
well, how I roll is like when everything's depleting and it's like getting low, then I get more sort of okay, got
top up the
yeah,
parts.
yeah, because the market again. I've been saying this. We quickly interluded the used market, you guys, but the used market's ever changed. Yeah, and people notice the real deal underneath that. Yeah, chat knows what's up. You got the Mega Man underneath. Yeah, man, a full geek at heart. Like at heart, man, you can do whatever you want, but what's that saying? You can take the man out of the boy or something. You never take the boy out of the man. I don't know what the saying is. Marco will probably know it since he knows all this.
Marco knows everything.
Marco knows everything. And so we got the used market right now, and it's changing so fast. Actually, it's changing extremely fast with the used market. You've got to be quick because maybe in a month's time prices go up quickly, especially for Christmas. And so you want to be ready at all times. You don't want to be sitting on stock where your competitors are moving things and you can't move because you're going to take a loss. And so I've seen that with a lot of sellers, locally, internationally. So me, I've always want to sit on a low inventory, low-ish, and sort of get the flips and flip them reasonably quick. So,
with that said, there was a few parts that you were saying you wish you stocked up on, like cases, power supplies, that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Is that different?
Yeah, the cases and the power supplies are usually the one if you get really good deals. If you know you've got really good deals on cases and power supplies, always stock up on them. They haven't changed for years. And even now, you're seeing a trend where cases are actually getting worse. You're getting less RGB fans than you used to. The LEDs on the fans look dimmer. It's just like, and the cases get smaller, because that's inflation, right? And then you don't want to keep the same price point. So that's what I've always said. Power supplies now and cases are like inflation proof. They're immune to losing value, especially if they're new and they're good. So that's one thing. Always look out for, guys. If you can get a really good deal on cases and power supplies, then
you know what? You're right, because when a new CPU or GPU comes out, the old ones devalue. When a new case comes out, nobody cares.
Yeah.
If it's pretty, it's pretty, you know?
Well, I think because everything's been done now. Like you're seeing these with cases, right? You're seeing
Marco's take the man out of the Techier city, but can't take the Techier city out of the man.
That Marco, you nailed it, dude. This is why I love having Marco in chat. He's always got the right answer. So except when he's wrong. Okay, we're gonna do a quick awkward pause, because we're going to get back to the topic here of cases, because they got these new cases coming out. And I remember, like, I see it on my YouTube, the height something, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't even want to look at this case because it doesn't even look that good. I think the Dabara one was like peak with 9 RGB fans and stuff. I think that was peak. And that people are like, well, that costs like $500 almost.
Is that the 11?
You know, you got the nice boxy look, and then it's got the glass on the side. Yeah, like
the 11.
You can't really get more game than that in terms of a pre-built, like, and 9 RGB fans and things like that. So it's kind of like, that's with cases. So anyway, sorry, I'm just Okay, so sorry, my son's messaging me on live stream. He's like, "Daddy, what's up, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, dog, I'm just on live
Tell
stream."
him to join the live.
No, he wouldn't want to be on live.
Yeah,
He's still got that, kids. So we got here the RTX 4080 Super is rumored to have the same. So we'll keep going through the topics, guys. We'll keep going through the topics, and then we'll get on to free chat as well, because the chat's starting to actually get really lively right now, and we want to join in and talk about what you guys want to talk about. Of course, we get onto that always with the Tech Yes City live stream. And someone says you can take the Tech Yes out of the baked beans, but you can't take the baked beans out of the Tech Yes. I like that too, man. I love my baked beans. So, especially, I reckon the baked bean adoption rate's going to go up actually in the coming years. And baked beans are kind of inflation proof because a lot of people don't want to eat them, but when for me, I love baked beans. So it's like you're going to be forced to eat them with inflation going the way it's going. And plus, you can store baked beans for a long time, and they're not too bad. So anyway, we got here the rumored RTX 4080 Super to have the same 320 watts as the RTX 4080, which probably means you're not going to get a whole lot of a performance boost because the RTX 4080 was actually pretty power efficient, but it's rumored to have the same. So this is the newest. This is why NVIDIA rumors, I kind of take them all with a grain of salt, because NVIDIA rumors are the hardest to nail. They don't let information slip, man. They do not let information slip about the new upcoming GPUs. And someone will spot something in a factory line, maybe something will slip, but it's really, even then, was an intentional slip. And so that's with NVIDIA. They're constantly playing these games with the leaking community. And so, but this is the latest one coming out. AD103 is meant to have the same VRAM, and it's the Super, so you're probably going to get more CUDA cores there. The RTX 4070 Ti Super is going to have the same bit bus, the same memory as the 4080. So if anything, the RTX 4070 Ti Super, the one with the meme name, is actually going to be the GPU to get.
Yeah.
So this will be the one to get if I'm looking at the paper sheet, right?
Oh, but there's no Pro Max Ultra. So
RTX
we have to wait for that one.
RTX 4070 Ti Super Titan.
TI?
Yeah. I reckon they could do a double TI.
Double TI.
Actually, that's a good name, double TI. Yeah, the RTX 4070 double TI.
So if they did like one of those 2 GPUs on one PCB.
No, just call it double. Sounds good.
No, but if it was like a 4080 Ti, 4080 Ti combo, would it be a 4850 Ti?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, bottom line is, guys,
those
you call it a 4070 DTI, double TI. Because the reason being for this, right? The reason for this is no one says James Bond 007. Everyone says James Bond 007.
Right.
So it's 007. Yeah, so you got double TI. Oh, that's like James Bond, GoldenEye. I got to get this GPU. So NVIDIA, I've just given you some free marketing advice on a Tech Yes City live stream. And then on other news, let's move on with other news here, guys. Call of Duty mod. I just saw this article and I'm like, what is this? Like, really, where is PC gaming going? Because we're actually going to segue into a really good article after this because it actually is good news for PC gamers. But this one right here, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 requires an insane 213 gigabytes on PC with high-quality textures. I mean, 213 gigabytes. Are you kidding me?
Actually, the PS5 is 235. The 213 is the PC.
And the game isn't that, like, I don't know. If you guys love Modern Warfare, let me know why you love it. But I've played games that...
Sure, but it's not as pretty as Metro.
Yeah.
Metro's a pretty game, especially with RTX.
Like, what?
Modern Warfare is not that.
You know how mainstream, like, a 512 gigabyte SSD is, or even a 256. You can't even realistically, you can't even fit it now on one SSD, one game. Your 512, there's half your space gone. Then your 1 terabyte, still a quarter of your space gone. Like,
for one game.
Yeah, like, Activision. It's Activision, yeah. Call of Duty.
Yeah.
They haven't heard of a thing called compression, especially with the audio.
No. There's something beyond that. They say it's because of high quality textures, right?
But the game looks crap. Like, no, really?
No. There's no option to opt in. Like, for me, I play Siege. and there's a HD textures pack. That's a separate download. Like, if you want the base game, like, normal textures, that's fine. If you want the 4K ultra crisp textures, you go and download that. But forcing you to do that just to install the game, and it's 230 gigs, it's a bit of a stretch.
I mean, the game for 235 gigabytes on PlayStation 5, I mean, this is where you're getting the most inefficiency per gigabyte I've ever seen of any game. The game does look pretty crap for 235 gigabytes. Honestly, like all the Call of Duty games, they look very similar since I think it was like Call of Duty Ghosts or Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It was like the same thing. And it's like the same formula that's been spun with these games where I kind of, like, ever since Black Ops 2, I really enjoyed Black Ops 2. But then ever since then, I've been like, yeah, they've just been really lazy and just repasting the same thing. So this one was actually...
For me, I just don't like the movement mechanics because it's just people crouch spamming and sliding. It's just not fun for me.
But then let's get onto a good article here, guys. The finals. So this is the free-to-play game. It's in beta. So it's open beta until, I think it is Monday Australian time and Asian time. And then Sunday, it ends in America Sunday night, is it?
So it's Monday 9 a.m. in Australian time.
Yeah.
I know that. I'm pretty sure it'd be like midnight in US.
Okay, so this is the finals, guys. It's actually, we started playing it a bit. We're doing some benchmarking. We'll have a video out on this tomorrow. And this is only, was it 14 gigabytes to download? And it looks way better than Call of Duty. It looks way better than Call of Duty. So it's made from the guys that made Battlefield, except they've gone de facto. They've left the Frostbite engine as well. They've left EA, and they've made their own studio called Embark Studios. And they've done a fantastic job, like really good with Unreal Engine 5. I'm like, wow, this game is good.
Okay.
It looks really good.
The one thing I want to point out is when we were benchmarking, this is the first game where we've had RTX on Ultra, and there's no major performance hit.
Yeah.
Between RTX off and RTX Ultra, it was maybe 30 FPS.
Yeah, it was like turning on ray tracing on this game is actually viable. That's what I'm shocked. I'm like, wow, it's the first game where ray tracing could be
really good.
Yeah. So guys, the finals, it's only a 14 gigabyte download. So even if your internet sucks, you could probably get to play this game before the beta test ends. So it's joined the open beta, and yeah, we joined it.
Give it a try. Oh, well, if you want to play it like seriously, you want to go into the official Discord server and find yourself a party to play with, because the built-in matchmaking is a bit hit.
Okay, yeah, but that's why it's beta.
Even when we were benchmarking, there was a couple games where it was we were the only person in the party and everyone else was against us.
Yeah, but if you look at the Steam stats on this game, it's actually really crazy. This game was like in the top 10 for a beta game. This was in the top 10 on Steam games. It actually made it to the top 3. So this game's got a lot of hype, a lot of potential, and I think, and this is why I do sort of ring this in on the live stream especially, this game will be like, could be the next Fortnite, you know what I mean? And so if you are flipping PCs, you'll definitely want to get your head around this game and know what CPUs are good for it, what GPUs are good, what settings.
Do we spoil it a little bit for him?
No. You got to watch the video tomorrow.
You got to watch the video.
Yeah. So we got Haywood. He's come in with a clutch donation. I'm not falling for the last name now. I know, dude. Haywood's got me countless times on the stream, and I know he hasn't changed his avatar. See, I recognize the. I'm like, hey, not saying the last name. Say my name, sweetheart. Did you miss me? I did miss you, dude, but I'm not. See, I caught on, man. I outdid you, Haywood. But I'll say it anyway. Haywood, you blow me. That's it. I'll say it because
it's not TOS if it's.
Yeah, he called me, like, I don't know if it's a he or a she, but they called me a sweetheart. So there we go. Yeah. Thanks for the donation, man. Really appreciate it. But we got here. So next up on the news. So we've got here Starfield. Finally, guys. We didn't see this one coming with massive amount of backlash on Starfield. Actually, before we do that, we'll quickly plug the sponsor of today's live stream, and that is VIP-SCDKEYS, guys. Use that coupon code, bang it in for the viewers, BFTYC.
There's even a button because we've done it so often.
Yeah. Okay, BFTYC, you plug that in and you get yourself, cop yourself a mad discount. You cop it for $15.40 for that single end user license on Windows 10 Pro. So you can get activated today. Links are in the description below. And
remember, Windows 10 keys work for Windows 11.
Windows 10 works for Windows 11 too. So don't worry. Like, I know people like say Windows 11, blah, 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 but yeah, you get a Windows 10 key. Even a Windows 7 key, I think may work for Windows 11 too, Windows 10 too. I'm not too sure. Haven't tried that in a while.
Yeah, initially it did work, but I'm not sure if they've stopped that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they stopped that one. So, but Windows 10's 11 as well works fine. And then we've got the next article up here, Starfield. The PC players are finally getting a very highly demanded feature next week.
Okay, I'm just going to mutiny a little bit. You haven't sent me half of these articles.
Okay, I did. You just missed it. You just missed it.
I just missed it. I opened every single
Well, you
link
can just put
sent
me on full screen and I'll talk to the viewers,
yeah, that's
okay?
what I've done.
While you find the article, okay? If you've been impatiently waiting for Starfield to get NVIDIA DLSS and a PC player, then here's some good news. It's set to arrive via a Steam beta update next week. So this is what the article goes on to. And really, this game needs DLSS. It needed it on day one, but it also needed it a while ago. So this game was just really, just pull up any article. It's just really the news on.
You're gonna read it off. So.
I'm just telling people that.
Is it?
Okay.
Is this it?
So yeah. So this was a good article. Before people were looking at using a mod to swap FSR2 for DLSS, but this time around it's going to be native into the game, and it's like, I'm going to try Starfield in about a month's time. But the FPS levels on this game, and I said this on the last stream, the FPS levels for your hardware was just unbearable. It was actually disgusting.
What did we test it on?
A 36. I remember I tested on 3060, 2060, 1060, and it was disgusting on all three. I was like, you should get a 60 FPS experience on a 2060 Super at least, dude. Like on low settings.
1080p.
At low settings.
That was on 360 Hz, so that's 1080p.
It's just so bad. It was so bad, man. Like, I just don't know. Like, you need an RTX 4080, 4090, or a 7900 XTX to play this game. And so I was just like, well, I could understand if the graphics were just like next world. Like, oh my God, I've never seen a game that looks this good before. But I jump in, I'm like, looks like a Bethesda game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, so now it's getting DLSS. It's kind of like a bit of a backtrack, but I mean, they should have just had this on day one. This was like a real sort of punch in the mouth to PC gamers. But hey, at least if you love Starfield, I mean, if we look at the stats, the player base has actually dropped off heaps. And for a game this big, I actually pulled up a side-by-side versus Baldur's Gate 3 versus Starfield. Starfield was launched after Baldur's Gate 3, actually quite a bit after. And so if you look at the stats comparing Baldur's Gate 3 to Starfield, you'll see that Baldur's Gate 3 works fine on a GTX 1060, 1080p. But you'll see the stats here. You got 14,951 players on a few hours ago versus Baldur's Gate's over 50K. So, this is where Starfield really messed up. And for me, it's like, I don't know. Let us know in chat, guys. Are you at the stage where you're going to buy another Bethesda game? Like, are you going to buy, for me, I'm really like at the point where I'm like, okay, I don't want to buy another Bethesda game because of this. Like, it's just disgusting. Like, it's a punch in the mouth. And PC game is about time.
People who would have bought Bethesda games, no matter what it was, are gonna buy it anyways.
Okay, so you're like on the fence of they just want to keep like iPhone. You're talking like iPhone, like latest stuff.
I was like, oh, it's the new one. I have to buy it.
Yeah. Oh, you know the saddest thing about the iPhone, guys? We had an iPhone 13. My friend brought over his iPhone 13. Was it Pro? I think it was a Pro. So we tested it against
the Pro Max.
Yeah, okay. So he brought over his Pro, 13 Pro Max, and we tested the camera, like a few different shots against the 15 Pro, and there was literally zero difference. In fact, I thought the 13 Pro camera looked slightly better.
The front-facing camera, the 15's a lot worse. You don't take a lot of selfies, but I know a lot of people who do.
Yeah, so that's... I don't know.
Actually, I took my friend to go check out the S23 because they've always have iPhones. And they took a photo. They're like, what? They literally said wow out loud. Okay. They're like, okay, I think I might have made a sale for you. Where's my affiliate?
Yeah, for good old Samsung, yeah. So I mean, Google, it's Samsung, so all the Android phones are really getting on their game. In fact, in Japan, you can get a Google 7A. You can pull it up now, Kakaku.com, Pixel 7A. You can get it for $360. $360 for a Google Pixel 7a, and I guarantee you that thing's got a better camera like actual end result, than an iPhone 15. That's what I think personally. And so, yeah, Tesla, the bottom line is, people just like, they love the brand name and they'll just keep going back. So they'll just keep going back and being like, here's my money, take it, put out whatever you want.
How do you spell
Oh, Kakaku.
K-A-K?
Yeah. K-A-K, Kakaku. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, and just check it there. So you can pull that up on stream. And it's like so cheap. I mean, I was like, damn, like, I wish I had waited to buy a smartphone because it's number one. Like, this is the good thing about Japan and sales. The number one product will always be the value banger. Just like the 5700X was on the top of the charts, the number one product will always be the value banger. So there it is, 54,876 yen. You can see that on the screen. No, that's just a monthly thing, dude. That's like on a plan. So you see there 54,876 yen. Yeah, so that's Australian dollars. Now change it to US dollars.
Let me put USD on the top. It's so bad.
Okay. And you change that to US dollars and you can show how cheap this thing is. $365. So it's $365 for a Pixel 7a. It's like, wow.
And the 7a, it's got 90 hertz. Either 90 hertz or 60 hertz.
So 90 hertz, yeah.
Yeah. Instead of the 120, it doesn't have the telephoto. It doesn't have the glass back.
Yeah.
So it's got the plastic back. But for this amount of money, you're getting a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, you actually,
same processor, same camera, same...
No, you get more megapixels on the 7a than the 7 Pro.
Really?
Yeah, 64 versus 50. I was like shocked. I was like, what? So yeah, the 7a is like the phone to get right now, guys. So that's from my research. And so my friend actually bought one in Japan. So
I know so many people who've got them and they're so good.
So someone's saying the 90 hertz is a scam. My phone has it turned off day one. I mean, I put my phone on low power mode. I mean, it's not a scam. It's just...
It's not a scam.
I don't need it. That's all. I would rather have power saving mode on. So
I've got 120 hertz on my phone.
Does your phone drown itself every day? Like you got to charge it every day? So I charge my phone every 2 days and it's fine.
It doesn't last 2 days, but I won't be at the end of the day where I'm like, oh, I'm out of charge. My battery's flat.
Okay.
Even now, I've just hit 20%, and I came here with maybe 80%.
Okay. There's some people going in chat, battery life's terrible, and then battery life's good. So we're not going to get into a phone. Like, I'm just telling, when I talk about smartphones and things, I just talk about preferences, guys. So I don't, it's just like, I don't want to get into battles of, of course, when it comes to a smartphone, the best choice is going to be the one you make, because hopefully that's the best choice for you. So anyhow. Last article. So we're going to close off the articles, then we're going to move over to free chat. And we've got here the last article is a security update for your GTX 780 Ti. Is it? The 780 Ti scored a security update. It was weird. So it's no longer supported, right? I think Maxwell's supported on... I think it's 900 series and upwards is still supported by NVIDIA for games. But
all right, so we got the 47464, which is... quite a lot older than the current 5.6 whatever it was.
Yeah.
But you can see it's dated 2023 and supported products 600, 700 series.
Yeah, so there were security updates in there for 600 and 700 series and they got updated. So the old Keplers are still getting a bit of love.
And the Titan Black and Titan Z for like the 4 people who've got them.
Well, you know why I pull this up? Because I recently got a PC with a GTX 760 in it. Yeah, so this is pretty funny. I got a P. I was like, 700 series.
Why are GPU drivers that vulnerable?
People hack them, like the GPU drivers. So
but in what way?
You can embed them to, I think it's like mine crypto and do stuff
while it's doing something else.
I don't know about the official drivers. If you download the NVIDIA official drivers, it's just if you download like crap drivers. Like,
but how would a security patch fix that?
Maybe updates the firmware while it's doing the driver.
Is that a thing? Do drivers update firmwares?
I thought it was a separate thing. Well, they have a VBIOS firmware. Yeah, they can get
I know there's a VBIOS, but I'm pretty sure you have to download a separate tool to flash that.
Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I just really don't spend a whole lot of time with GTX 700 series cards. But that said, I just got a GTX 760 in a PC for 180 Aussie. Now, here's the best news. Remember I was complaining in the parts hunt about switching over the case for that thing? I was like, this is going to be a tough sell. Someone came to me and they said, look, I just want a PC with an i7. It's going to run my office stuff. And I said, oh, do you need RGB? He said, nah. I'm like, I got a PC here for you, mate. So it's just weird. Sometimes things work out. When it comes to used PC parts flipping, things just work out perfectly. I'm like, sweet, I make a little bit of chump change on the exchange. And, well, actually, more than a bit of chump. This is a nice, healthy thing. I clean up the whole PC, get it ready, fresh install, and away we go. So I'm your subscriber dude. So we'll go over to free chat, though. So I'm your subscriber, dude. I like yours videos. Damn, you are a good PC builder. Thanks, man. That's always nice to hear a good compliment. God bless Bryan. Thank you, Jesus, for the lad. Thank you, Jesus, for these viewers too, man. Like, I've got a blessed channel as well. The viewers are just, except for that one dude before who was just going off. Like, I don't know if he was on a bender or something. Or
two male people on a stream. They must be dating.
What? What, dude? Oh, is that what he said? I didn't read what he's saying. Oh,
he was going on some weird.
Man.
Are you not allowed to have friends?
Apparently, according to that dude in the chat. Anyways, that was the only one. Anyway, we shouldn't focus on that. Let's get over to the questions. What's that about the 4090 ban? So Steve Wall asked, what's that about the 4090 ban? So it's actually to China, the export ban. It's actually to China and a few other countries, but China is obviously huge because it's got a massive market for GPUs. Insanely big, actually. I would love to get figures on if China's actually bigger in terms of volume than America. In terms of actual GPUs being sold, that would be some interesting figures. But yeah, banning the RTX 4090 sales to China is actually a huge one. So so what we were basically touching on with that topic is what goes on from here in terms of not just China and how this affects the rest of the RTX 4090 ecosystem remains to be seen, because are they going to pull a lot of orders from other countries and say, look, you can do it thin, up the prices where you are, and say in Portugal or in the UK or in Australia, pull a bit of stock from here and let's get it all over to China before the ban ends or before the ban is implemented? And what's that going to do to prices at least for the next few months? So that one remains to be seen, what kind of shenanigans is going to go on behind the scenes. And I don't have a crystal ball, and it's up to people who are going to make those decisions as to what exactly happens there, because this only came out of a SEC filing on October 17th. And so that was ambiguous then, but then the NVIDIA confirmed that the RTX 4090 was in that list. And so what that means now is everyone's scrambling. Well, what do we do? What do we do? And hands are shaking all over the place. So
anyone who probably needed a 4090 in China probably already had the funds to, well, I mean, the bad actors, the people who were thinking about making an AI massive data center, they probably had the funds already to go out and buy it before the ban.
Yeah.
Because the ban's upcoming.
Yeah, they're warnings, yeah. So that's true. That is very true. So we got here.
It's just hurting the gamers.
That's true. So, well, we go here. What if China stops sending the goodies to make the boards, YES-o-NOMICS, and nobody gets a real 4090? Well, this is where we start to go into tech YES-o-NOMICS. Will, thanks for the question, brother. And this is where it just becomes a, what do you call it? Just a back and forth. Like, so US does something, then China will retaliate. Oh, we're going to ban the export of this metal, this special metal. And so,
okay, where's the source? Where's the supply chain for the 4090s?
Well, it's Taiwan, isn't it?
That's where the chip's coming from.
Yeah.
Samsung memory coming from Korea, or are they also in China?
I think. I know the silicon's coming from Taiwan. That's the main
so
thing.
If the whole thing's in Taiwan, then.
Well, it depends where it gets manufactured. So you've got all your manufacturing bases. As NVIDIA said, they're just the kitchen. And then obviously the board partners are going to get the VRAM and the chip, and then they're going to make it where they're based, and then they're going to ship it out. So basically what it means is the 4090, I'm pretty sure it would mean the 4090 dies, there's an export ban.
So why is the US sanctioning?
Because NVIDIA's headquarters are in the US.
But if all the parts are in China...
Yeah, but NVIDIA's headquarters is in the US, so they're technically a US...
but what's stopping China from just saying, cut out the company that owns it? and say, "Hey, we've got the manufacturing. We're just gonna yoink."
Well, then they can cut the IP. So
True.
you just got to
And then
remember the
there'd be
IP's
new
in
one-
well, the
new
IP's
ones.
in America. So
Yeah.
it becomes a big sort of game of
No, I
you're
get
in
it. I'm just trying to stretch the limits of what could happen.
Marco's right on the money. It uses US patented tech. There you go.
Mm.
That's what I was touching on as well. So you're going to really get into a situation of, hey, you're going to copy this tech. Well, woo, there's WW3. This, I mean, wouldn't it be funny? It wouldn't be funny. That's just a term of speech. If this is what the reason WW3 starts, WW3 starts because of because of gaming GPU. Yeah. Because of gaming graphics cards. Oh man. It could be the snowball that's at the top of the mountain ready to just start rolling down the hill. So yeah, that's it's actually that one's kind of sad and funny at the same time, because this is where it just escalates. Things escalate. You start penalizing one country for doing something, they're going to come back and penalize you. It's egos, man. Like, I mean, are you going to, like, if someone comes over to your house and then says, "Hey, Yusuf, I'm going to put a ban on your door so you can't come out of this door," you're just going to boot the door down. So, it's my house, my door. And then you're going to probably go to them and then start, patching up their door and putting wood over it so they can't leave their place and saying, "Hey, how you like it, mate?" So it just becomes tit for tat. And that's all it becomes. So it's sort of these sort of events escalate, and so I only see, unfortunately, escalation coming out of this stuff. So yeah, China's not going to sit there and take it happily. That's the sad thing. Yeah. Anyhow, let's get on to now. What did you guys want to talk about? Tech Yes-o-Nomics. What specifically about Tech Yes-o-Nomics did we want to talk about in chat? Because people wanted us to go there, but how so?
We're on to free chat?
Yeah, so we're going to have free chat now. It's all about the viewers. Ask your questions. What do we want to talk about in live stream and chat right now? Because we can go to free chat, and someone said someone was like, "Man, let's talk about Tech Yes-o-Nomics, but we got to know the topic. What do we want to talk about exactly within Tech Yes-o-Nomics?"
Or just any questions you have in general.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well. Okay. Best GPU to pair with an i7-9700 to flip as a gaming PC. 3060, bang, or a 3070, but I'd say 3060 off like
3070s don't sell as quick. 3060s go flying off the shelf.
Yeah, 3060s are like the shizzle, man. So I would go 3060 with that i7-9700. Great flip. It'll be a great flip. Should go.
As long as you can get a good deal on them.
Yeah. So is the 4060 Ti an upgrade from a 4080? Yes. It's not. Like, I don't think it's going to be a massive upgrade.
Gen.
Yeah, but it'll be an upgrade. It's just not going to be like.
Yeah, it's not going to be huge. You're not getting your money's worth.
To be honest, I would go for a 4070 Ti or something, or a 7800 XT. You're going to see a massive gain from a 1080 on those kinds of GPUs. So that's what I would do. And so we got CPI, and so what do they think the CPI in 2024 is going to be? Now, here's the thing, right? You're referring to it as the CPI, which is basically a basket of goods made up by government. Let's be real. The government is making up those figures. When it comes to inflation, just follow the money. So what are we seeing with M2 money supply growth? It's actually getting worse and worse. Inflation's it's here to stay, guys. It's going to get bad. I'm predicting year on year, you're looking at really like 10% year on year inflation. And that's how crazy it is. So who's going to benefit from this? Borrowers, people who borrow money and can sustain the interest repayments. So if they borrow that money and they're able to be productive with it and earn more money, or even hold assets that are going to be relatively desirable, they're going to outpace, even at the bank's expense, which technically is at someone else's expense via inflation. So inflation's just going to get worse now because, as we were saying, yeah, I mean, this is real. The 10%, yeah, like that's what I'm predicting in terms of real inflation, like not, CPI. Oh my God, guys, can you check the CPI? What numbers are they throwing? What BS are they throwing out on the CPI at the moment?
From the Fed?
Yeah, from wherever. Like you can check Australia's CPI, you can check the America's CPI.
So the ABS says 1.2% this quarter.
Yeah, so that would be like 4.8% year on year or something like that, yeah? What is it on
Annual
year on year?
change,
What's the end result there?
7.8 in December. It doesn't.
What's
say
the end? What's the last of the line though? Where's the line end? What does it say at the end of the line?
5.4 in
Yeah.
September.
So in Australia, apparently got 5.4 inflation. It's like, yeah, they haven't they don't factor in shrinkflation. They just select a basket of goods. And so if you look at the prices of everything, I got, for instance, I needed a painter to come around, and I was like, they quoted me $100 an hour, $100 an hour for a painter.
Is that that other place?
No. So it's just like, that was just for something else I needed fixed.
Right.
And so it was like $100 an hour, dude. I'll learn how to paint myself.
Painting's not that hard.
No, yeah, like that's what I mean. I've done the studio here. It was a bang job, but
I've done many bedrooms.
I know, but like I wanted something, painted really nice.
Yeah,
And it's like,
well, you get a painter when you need to start doing ceilings and stuff like that.
And so, yeah, inflation, unfortunately, guys, the news here is that it's only going to get worse. And the reason being is that we've explained it. The CPI numbers are just all like, they're in a panic to sort of patch this thing up and make it not seem as bad as it is when it's actually really bad. And the sadder thing on top of that is that you've reached wit's ends on economies of scale. It's just, your economies of scale is tapped for virtually everything now. In fact, it could even go the other way, because cheap energy sources are being regulated, like coal and all that thing. Like, they're coming down on traditional, like, pollutant style energy sources. And so you've got to go with green and safe. And so when you go from those cheap energy sources to the more expensive energy sources, there's another double whammy for inflation, because your economies of scale's tapped, but you're also going in reverse now. You put the car in reverse on where the economy should be going, and then you go on in reverse, and the inflation's just hammering, like, whoa. And it's kind of like with the government. They still think they're in second gear or third gear driving forward, but they're really in reverse, like, whoa, where are we going with this one? Oh, why is the economy so bad? And so that's what you've got right now. So IG meant 100 an hour to paint. I'm becoming a painter then. So yeah, in Australia, trades are overpaid, to be fair.
If you want to talk about overpriced trades, gutter cleaning.
Yeah, I mean, in Australia right now, trades are paid.
I've seen flyers for $400 for a gutter clean. For half an hour's work, just ladder up, gurney it out.
Yeah. Oh,
$400.
So trades in Australia are really crazy right now. So there it is. So what should I upgrade first over my CPU? Ryzen 7 1700 or GTX 1070? That's actually a tough question, because they're well, like, they pair.
Balanced.
Well, they're balanced together. Like, that's actually, I was looking at that. I'm like, that's a really good balance. I would personally.
Okay, I would say it depends on your monitor. If you've got like a 1440p high refresh rate monitor, go GPU.
Okay.
But if you're playing newer AAA games, maybe CPU.
Yeah. That's it. That's true. It depends. 1070 will still get up and boogie on
Yeah,
easy.
that's still really good.
It'll still get up and boogie on easy to
Actually,
play
what are
games.
those numbers for the finals for the 1060?
We're gonna tomorrow night. We'll leave it.
I
Yeah.
want to give them one number.
Well, look. Okay, just tell them 1060 on finals. The finals is actually playing really well.
Yeah.
It's actually impressive. So yeah, I would go for this. If you're asking me for the edge, I'd go for the CPU first. So we got Will Be Forever with a big 5,000 yen. The Gorsan N. Thank you, brother, for that donation. I know inflation is hitting Australia. A little something to go for getting a pizza oven for the man cave. Keep up the content. Very much appreciated. Thank you, brother, for that donation. Now, in terms of inflation hitting Australia, yeah, we made 4 pizzas the other night. And I'm not, like, speaking of pizzas, we made 4 pizzas. You know how much it cost?
How much?
$50. Like, for all the ingredients, the pizza bases, $50 to make 4 pizzas.
What?
Yeah. Like, that's how much it costs now.
No. Break that down. I'm not just taking.
Okay, so you got to get the chicken, you got to get the sauce, you got to get 4 bases.
How much was the chicken? How, like, I'm guessing you got just like a roast chook.
Yeah.
How much was that?
$13. Aussie. Like, so USD, yeah. Like, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, so $50 Aussie. And this, like, we're not selecting premium ingredients. We're actually, dude, inflation in Australia is bad.
I'll see how you guys cook. You just say, yep, those are the ingredients we want, chuck them on.
Yeah, so we've been, like, eating chicken schnitzels almost every night because the butcher had them on sale for $13 a kilo. Like,
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And they're real, they're real schnitzels, brother. Yeah. So the butcher's got you covered. The pizzas tasted awesome, man. Yeah, that's why we make them ourselves, because we're just like the shrinkflation at Domino's and Pizza Hut.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, you've got this pizza that you're like, man, I swear, a few years ago this thing used to actually taste different. Like
Oh yeah.
drastically different. Now
Definitely.
your pizza just tastes like at Domino's and stuff. It just tastes like just bland, like flat. If you want to know what a flat pizza tastes like, just go to your local like chain pizza now because they're cheaping out on all the ingredients so hard.
They don't want to admit they need to raise their prices because $5 pizzas.
Oh, I mean, the last time, like, I think I had a pizza before I went back to Japan. So, like, end of 2023 from, like, I think it was Pizza Hut. And literally, dude, a barbecue chicken, I was, like, looking for the chicken. There was no, there was no chicken on a pizza, guys. Like, I was pretty fuming, man. Like, I was like, where's the chicken on this pizza? It was, like, just dough and a bit of barbecue sauce, almost. And, like, I don't know if you guys have ever had a pizza like that, but that's,
Will
like...
says, I want some pizza. I actually don't enjoy pizza that much because...
How? Get out of the studio.
No.
Look, guys, we got to
It's not that I don't enjoy it.
Got to get him out of the studio right now.
Okay, Marie's really good. Sam's in Brisbane, really good. But
how do you not like pizza?
I've just had too much like budget pizza when I was like a broke uni student. Like those $5 pizzas just ruined my perception of Domino's and Pizza Hut. I just can't do it anymore.
I don't think anyone in chat doesn't enjoy a good pizza. Even like, dude, even a baked bean pizza, like someone's joking about it. I'd give that I'd give it a hit. I've actually got to.
Your opinion's invalid.
You can't hear me? What's going on? Oh, did my mic? Is my mic
still going?
Okay, yeah. No, must be your speakers, brother, there, because audio's fine.
Can't hear my mate. My levels are there.
Yeah, he's just got he's on the other mic. Oh, your levels
low again.
How'd you go low?
We adjusted this before, and I've been upping it all stream.
Okay, maybe the mic's dying live. The golden mic is dying on live stream.
Is there a battery in this?
No.
Then what's the switch for? Just to cut it off?
It's just dying. You got to talk really close to that thing, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty close. Like,
okay, you got to make sure. Yeah, that mic is very sensitive, so you got to talk really close to it. This is the BP40. We actually got asked about the mic. So yeah, we got the AT4040, and then I got the BP40 on a deal. This one was actually like $100 in Japan. It retails for $400. So audio equipment in Japan is extremely cheap. So people are saying, I think I need to get help if I'm putting baked beans on a pizza.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't mind trying it. That's all. Is that a bad thing?
Probably.
I haven't tried it.
You're one of those people who says, "Oh, it can't hurt to try."
Yeah.
And then you literally die from something like that.
Yeah, would you die from a baked? Oh, actually, did you hear that story? In Australia, there was the dinner mushrooms. Oh, the deadly mushrooms. This is the saddest story, hey. You actually pull it up on live stream. I was like, what is this, man? So you go to lunch, you got mushrooms in your food, and then you're dead the next day. Like what? This is the craziest story. So, yeah, 3 people died from having mushrooms at lunch. So it's like, damn. Vegemite and see, I'd probably
no.
hijinks, I wouldn't put Vegemite on them. I'm like, there is a boundary there, man. Like, I'm not that savage, dude. Vegemite on a pizza just would not.
There's some people who are obsessed with Vegemite, and I'm just not one of them.
I mean, if we do a Christmas special, we can have a Vegemite baked beans pizza on Christmas special.
That needs to be like a donation goal from me to eat. Like, if we hit a certain amount of donations, then I'll take a slice. Otherwise, I am not touching that.
Yeah, all right, we'll do that Christmas, guys. Vegemite baked bean pizza. That is coming, hey.
That does not sound good.
Yeah, well, dude, I mean, it'd probably be a cheap pizza to put together. Vegemite's like, just spread the Vegemite, put the baked beans. I have to have cheese on it. There's no way I'm not doing...
Cheese!
Yeah, I'm not doing a pizza without cheese.
And Vegemite.
Yeah.
And baked... that sounds disgusting.
This guy's, man, this is the younger generation, fellas, eh? They complain and moan about anything.
I am not in the wrong for this.
They complain and moan about anything. So, I got to wake up at 7 this morning? Oh, my God.
I literally called you at 10 a.m. and you were still asleep.
Yeah, that's because I was up till like 3 a.m. last night.
Whose fault is that?
Yeah, but that's my own fault. And that's, doing the anyway. So yeah, but I don't mind waking up at 7. If you called me at 7, I would have been awake. So, who likes pineapple on pizza? Oh yeah, of course. Like, I think where does this thing come from? Like, don't have pineapples on your pizza.
Apparently, some people have a genetic predisposition to tasting pineapples differently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
same
know.
with there's another food. I think it's like asparagus or something. I don't think it's something like that.
Anchovies, I get. Like, people
Yeah.
not wanting anchovies on their pizza, I get it, because
They're
you
just
can have
really-
too much.
yeah.
Like, oh, man, you can quickly have too much anchovies on a
Well,
pizza.
same with Vegemite.
On a pizza, yeah.
Or just like those
Oh.
tourists who come and take a spoonful. It's like,
Okay. So we got here. Hey, Brian, for an Australian, why haven't you visit my country of Indonesia? PC parts here is relatively cheap, in my opinion. Yeah, dude, like, in terms of countries, I'm going to be, like, straight up frank with you guys. I was doing a lot of travel on the back of companies when they were sending me there. So if I was in Vietnam, it was because I was doing an event, was it for Galax? So I was like,
something like that.
yeah, and so when they want me to cover them, I'll be like, well, they're paying for flights and accommodation.
You
And
just make the content while you're there.
man, I'm like, well, I'm going to stay there for a few more days. That's my request to do you this video and check out your stuff. And I want to do a parts hunt there. So no companies have done sort of like an Indonesia hustle for us. Like, so I'm
Even
always,
people saying Canada or India, like,
well, I just haven't been offered to go there. And
Exactly.
I'm like, you know, I'm not going to go to these countries just for a parts hunt. That's ridiculous. Like, go pay $5,000 in airfares and accommodation.
we're not Linus Tech Tips. We don't have that kind of money. Per
Yeah,
year.
we're not on LTT money, basically, guys. You know what I mean? If you're on LTT money, sure, you could just go to like the GPUNation, probably make your own GPUNation. Actually, that would be still way out of his budget.
He want to make a GPUNation. No.
He couldn't afford. No, that's
But
like
he'd
you're talking
probably
like
be
$1
able
billion.
to tour it.
You're talking heaps of money for that. Like, you're gonna make
Well,
the
how
whole
much are
infrastructure.
H100s? Do we know?
Don't know actually. Isn't $100,000 or something?
Are they really?
Like, I know the business, like those AI ones are insane.
$30,000.
Yeah, so they're big. Isn't the H200 $100,000?
I don't know, but
Just check
the
the H200.
H100s was on the.
Okay. So the H100 is $30,000. No H200. Okay. I thought there was an NVIDIA H2. I don't know. Maybe that's how much little I know about AI GPU. G8. Is it? DGX. That's the one. How much is that? Okay.
They don't sell them.
Okay. Yusuf's first tasty. So we got a donation from Will. Again, man, you're pumping the stream up with pizza money. Yusuf's first tasty pizza donation, making it happen. There you go, my
I'm
man.
down for a tasty pizza.
Okay, a Vegemite baked
Baked
beans on.
Vegemite.
Yeah, that's what he's down for. So, all right, there we go. So yeah, that's if you have 10,000 of those, that's $90 million in GPU. Wait, yeah, I don't know. I got to do the math. 90 million in GPUs. So
was it 30,000 times 90,000?
30,000 times 10,000.
So that's 300 and then
Just do the calculator.
270 million.
My brain's not like
Yeah,
it's nighttime, guys. So my brain is like kind of
That's-
mathematically it's so
30,000
times
times 10.
10,000. Yeah.
1,000.
What do you got?
300 million.
Oh, 300 million.
Yeah, I was-
Wow. Yeah, so that's even LTT couldn't afford a GPUNation.
With his 10 mil he got offered.
100 mil. Yeah,
100 mil?
Didn't you say he's worth 100 million in
Oh,
the video?
is that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then he's the third for the way there. Just
yeah.
make 3 companies the size of LTT. You're on GPU Nation.
Yeah, but the
buddy.
sad, like when you break that down.
Okay, where's the ROI? How long would you have to have that GPU island before it pays itself
It's
off?
300 million plus the infrastructure. You're looking at like
Oh yeah, that's just the GPUs.
Yeah, that's
not
just the GPUs. You're looking at 600 million or so. I don't know. You're looking at something crazy, dude, to build out a GPU nation. So you could even go up to $1 billion for a GPU nation. And then you've got to police that thing. So how the revenue, how would you, like, who's paying all this money to use your GPU island? Are you
That's what
making
I'm saying.
Terminators? Like, you know what I mean? Like, legit.
Who's paying that off?
Yeah. So the GPU island costs, guys, breaking it down.
Actually, think about something like ChatGPT, where it's sort of a subscription model forever.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, if you guys know where the ROIs are coming from AI at the moment with these massive amount of funds being spent, I would like to know, because I got a feeling, my gut feeling tells you, you know where the ROI is coming from? Government. Yeah. So the governments will pay the...
That's it.
What?
The modern Blackbeards, they're trying to steal those GPUs because they're worth.
Yeah.
That's a modern day heist.
Yeah, dude.
Naval warfare coming back. World of Warships.
Yeah, there it is. World of Warships will be a video game made into reality. So, yeah, That's that one. So what about the power? Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, you factor in the build. The chat's like, what about the power? So, yeah, you factor all that in. It's huge cost, man. I don't even know how you would estimate it, to be honest. Like, it's thing. So stock market trading using AI. Yeah, but then you're going to have, like, eventually you'll get crowded out and you'll have AI versus AI. And so what honestly, I read an article about the AI boom, and I do think it's an AI boom at this point in time. I think it's an AI boom that there's not enough. There's like, I think it's a whole new market and people don't exactly know what they're getting into. So that's why you had guys on Twitter going, hey, if you want to like tell me what configuration you want in processing power, I'll piece it out for you and see.
Okay, so the H100 is 700 watts.
Yeah.
And 10,000 of them is 7 million watts. 7 megawatts.
Yeah.
So that's not including staying afloat, any of the infrastructure, lights, cooling, nothing. That's just the GPUs.
Yeah, so you need your own power station. Yeah.
They're saying, oh, we've got solar panels and gas.
Oh, dude, solar panel ain't doing shit.
way.
Yeah, actually, when you break down that article, put up that original article with solar panels, dude. For
what was it called again? The
BSFCC, I think.
BSFCC.
Yeah, show the viewers this solar panels. Okay, so we've actually found live stream, guys. We're unplugging the details on the GPU island here. We've actually found a very questionable thing on this GPU island. They do mention solar panels somewhere there, don't they?
Yeah, they show them.
Yeah, dude, solar panels, you're going to need like a huge field of solar panels to power this friggin' rig. Like, the fact that they mentioned solar panels is kind of a joke.
I think that's sort of meant to be, we're offsetting the 7 megawatts of gas you're going to be burning.
What are they going to make? What, a 10 kilowatt system or something on the boat? Yeah, you need nuclear power, really. Like, or I don't know, like, submarines and stuff. They got the mini. I don't know. You need nuclear power, I think, for that thing. So yeah, mentioning solar power. I know one thing. Mentioning solar power on this thing is just a joke. You're not powering like diddly squat off solar on that thing.
Advanced solar arrays and cutting edge energy storage solutions.
So we've found our first giant hole in the marketing on this thing.
Hold on. There have been several questions regarding the solar arrays. Power is primarily delivered by 2 gas turbines.
Okay, there you go.
And 1 steam turbine combined into a combined cycle power plant with a battery energy storage system. The solar supplements the system. It's gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
7 megawatts?
Yeah, that sounds like a bit of BS to me.
Have you seen how big those solar farms in
dude,
rural Australia?
You drive in Japan.
Those are 1 megawatt.
Yeah, you drive through Japan, dude. You see these megawatt solar farms, and they're huge, dude. They go for ages. So yeah, I'm not really buying that one, eh? So is this just hypothetical or a plan? I think it's of course it's hypothetical at this point. I mean, they might have a prototype in the work of just the boat. But I don't think there's like 10,000 GPUs on an island just yet. But yeah, this one's coming near you guys. I think it is, I think there'd be some serious players in AI that want to get into it, and there's so many regulations that they just don't know what to do. So these guys are like, we'll offer you the service. Give us like $500 million to build the infrastructure. So they make $100 million off one hit. You know what I mean? And then you put all your GPUs in. So if there's a service for it, there's going to be a product for it. So, I mean, if there's a market for it, yeah, there's going to. So that I mean,
there's also the depreciation on those cards as soon as you buy them.
So someone says in the chat, solar backup. Yeah, dog, like 1 kilowatt on a 7 megawatt system. Yeah, it's not happening.
You can power the host systems, none of the GPUs.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening. So yeah, this one's actually The more I think about this one, I think I'd like to see in the one in the photos, like the one we use in the thumbnail. It looks a bit rusty, doesn't it? Like, can we zoom in on for chat? Like, zoom in on this. Just go to the full screen, the big screen, and we'll zoom in on this boat. It looks like if we can zoom in on it, it just looks rusty.
It's on the ocean, of course. Nah, I think it's just yellowed a bit.
I mean, the crane's looking a bit worn.
Cranes don't have to be new. I mean, if you're paying that much money.
I mean, it just doesn't look brand new, that's all. It doesn't look brand spanking new. It just looks like it could even be photoshopped.
Yeah, a lot of there is.
Like you've got some.
There's definitely. Oh, why is that? There's definitely a bit of brown down there, a bit of surface.
I mean, at sea, it's going to rust. Like things will rust quickly. But yeah, I mean, hey, that's another thing. Your GPUs, damn, they're gonna have to be like sealed, man. Your GPUs will get rusted really quickly out at sea. Like,
well, you know how everyone's saying you need to wash off the bottom of your car after you drive by the ocean because the salt will eat everything.
I did. There's another hole. Guys, as we do this live stream, the more we go into it, the more we realize, this is like a disaster in the making, hey? So that's what I was thinking, the Batcave. You just go out to like somewhere in yonder, you got to be a smuggler. It's like kind of Star Wars rebellion smuggler kind of stuff.
Be hiding within somebody else's territory.
Yeah, and you're just like, there you go, get GPUs in a Batcave.
If somebody notices 7 megawatts on their grid, they're probably going to be a bit suspicious.
Yeah, but isn't there like those, what is it, the sand nuclear reactors that are starting to get made?
If there's a giant nuclear spot in the middle of rural somewhere.
You got to talk in your mic, dog.
Am I not?
Yeah, really close. Like you got to go, hey guys, you can hear me now.
So
make sure you keep the mic up in your mouth, man. I got to teach this noob how to live stream.
I just don't want to be like putting my lips all over your mic. It's pretty close.
Why do you talk about crap like that?
I just don't want to be doing that. It's like it's already touching my facial hair.
Call you GF, dude.
It's already touching my facial hair. You want it closer?
You can put your lips on something
You want
else.
It closer?
You put your lips on something else.
Do you want it closer?
No. I mean, just you can talk without kissing the mic.
It's already touching my facial hair.
The only one that kisses that gold mic is me. Anyway, we want heavy mouth breathing. Yeah, you see that sometimes. I've seen some live streams and people are like it's like what's going on here, dog? Lick it. No, I'm not licking this mic, dude. This is actually a used microphone. It was really clean. I just haven't cleaned it yet, so you don't know where it's been. So there we go. Why not just keep it underwater like some sea servers are? Yeah, I mean...
No, but those are completely sealed. They've just got a heat exchanger. This isn't.
Okay. I mean, just...
Because you want to be able to service these.
Okay. Well, keep this stream PG. Yeah, okay. We'll keep it PG. We got to keep the topic... Wait, actually, the questions. Where are the questions coming in? We got to...
Is the chat falling asleep?
Chat, maybe. Maybe we're just getting too boring. We got to... guys, we need questions. Otherwise, we can close the live stream off. So, there it is. If we run out of juice. We've run out of juice this time around. I mean, So we briefly touched on tech, yes-o-nomics, but we touched on inflation, and it's only going to get worse. And how that relates to the PC market. Well, you've already seen that play out, actually, with the PC market. So with the PC market, you've got it clearly showing the trend now, and that is it's not a necessity. PC gaming is not a necessity. So I've just seen the used market go completely crazy good. And it's been really good. You can pick up some extremely good deals. So if you're into used PC parts hunting right now, it is the time to do it. Like seriously, keep an eye out on your local marketplaces. Keep alerts up as well. So certain platforms have the ability to make an alert for a search time and a search phrase and a price. So you can be like, okay, RTX 3070, 200 USD. And then when that comes up on, say, Facebook Marketplace, you can be alerted straight away. Oh, there's a 3070 that's come up for $200. Bang. You quickly get in and you message the guy. Because I found a lot of times when those cheap deals come up, the people are willing to just sell it right then and there because they've just listed it. They've got the part. They've just listed it at their PC. They're like, all right, come around and get it. So that's where you're always going to get those best deals. You got to be a sniper. So we got here, any thoughts on SBF? Oh, the Sam Bankman-Fried case. I actually haven't checked this out a whole lot. Let's actually pull this up. Pull up the article. Go to the full screen. Let's go. Let's check out Sam Bankman-Fried, the crypto scammer. Let's see what happened with this guy. What's the latest news on him?
Found guilty of fraud.
Good. Rightfully so. SBF guilty. Let's have a look. When did this happen? Oh, 41 minutes? Okay, this is really, really fresh. Okay.
13 hours ago, found guilty on all 7 counts.
Good. That guy knew exactly what he was doing when he conned out normal working class people of their money with his, scummy attitude, man. Scummy attitude. I'm glad he got found. Like, this actually gives me a sigh of relief to know that guys like this will be found guilty of all their counts. And, you know, what he did was, there's no excuse for it, man. Like, if he doesn't understand the value of how hard some people work for their money and he promises just total lies, then that's, you're just scamming people, man. Like, I can understand people, like, for instance, you know, like, I've done it before on my channel. I've complained about overpriced PCs.
Yep.
But that's not a scam. That's technically, here's the product, here's the price. If someone's stupid enough to go buy that product for that price, they're not getting scammed, they're just getting ripped off.
Yep.
So there's a difference between ripping someone off and scamming someone. I hate the latter. The ripping off thing, I cringe at it. I sort of like, okay, I don't like it.
Yeah, there's a lot of overpriced PCs on Marketplace. You wouldn't call them scams.
Yeah, but
Scams are where they're deliberately misleading you.
But it's own fault, big bruise with rip off. You got ripped off. It's own fault, big bruise, I think. But with scamming, you got promised something that you didn't get.
Yeah.
So it's just, so this guy, here it is on the news, guys. He found guilty, and he's 7 counts of fraud. What do I think of it? I think it's actually birds are singing in the air right now. But does he have to pay back the money? Let's have a look. Does he have to pay back all his assets? I hope he has to forfeit every dollar he has to pay back the people. So they had no federal insurance fund to compensate them when the cash dried up. Is there a bit? I haven't read up about this. Sorry, it's on live. It's all of a sudden. But does he have to pay back the money? Bryan, will you give me a visa and a job? Not a visa, dude. They actually cost a heap in Australia. That's a question that came in. Will I give you a visa and a job? I mean, if you're good enough, I could give you a job. That's for sure. But, 102 years, piece of cake. Yeah, that's so he's in jail for 102 years. So, Friedman toasted. Yeah, SBT. That's his name. So, yeah. Hi. Which generation of CPU do you prefer to build on these days? I like 10th gen, man. I like 10th gen. So I'm all about that 10th gen, guys. I'm pretty big believer in the ring boss, the traditional ring boss. And we're actually going to make a video on that where we talk about that article that came out from Intel. I mean, I put in the last time we had a stream. The last time we had a stream, we linked the article, the Intel interview article down below, and that was really enlightening. But
the one where it was basically
we're gluing the CPUs together with wire, so that's funny. Anyhow, okay, I'll ask again. First gen i7 and 4090 versus 7800 X3D and GTX 960. Which is a worse thought out build? Oh, i7 first gen and 4090 easy. Like, I'd actually rather the latter. I mean, I'd rather the former because the 4090 is worth more than everything there. But like, if I had to play on either configuration, I would play on the 7800 X3D and the GTX 960, providing it's a 4 gigabyte. And then I could actually get like low settings, 1080p smooth.
Sure, but the 4090 you could flip and get a.
Yeah, but no, we're talking about like in a vacuum sealed world.
Okay,
yeah,
sure. Nothing else exists.
Yeah.
You get 2 options.
You get 2 options. So yeah, I'd say the first is a more poorer thought out build. It's a more richer build, but it's a more poorer thought out build metaphorically. Anyhow, so yeah, hopefully that answers that one, brother. We got
100 XT good for 1440p or 1080p. It'll be great for both.
Okay, so 4090 banned in China. Yep, we've talked about it twice already, dude. Rolling back on that from November 17th. So there's still time to get your RTX 4090 if you really want to. So we got, did you answer that? So the Radeon 7800 XT with Ryzen 5600X, will it be good for 1440p or 1080p? Both.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, it'll be good for both. I mean, the 7800 XT is...
It's a beast.
It's a beast, yeah. It's a beast at 1440p, man. So it's going to be fine at 1080p. So
actually, it depends on the games you're playing. Maybe you're playing Starfield and it's not enough.
Wow, I'm watching back this stream and that camera you got looks
it's
garbage.
Crunchy. You were telling me it's so good. I got this from Japan.
Yeah, but you probably got to be in focus. You're like sitting. You got to be way. Just
There's
go right
no
up.
settings.
Yeah, but go. It's macro focus. Like it's one size fits all.
Oh, so you want me to go?
Yeah, you probably.
Hey guys, my microphone doesn't.
Yeah, like I just want to see if it works better.
Does it? Did that work? Do I need to bring this? Do you want to hit the
Yeah, it actually gets more clearer. There you go. So there you go.
Oh, a bit overexposed because you haven't turned down this light, but it's what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. So there
You get the highest quality content, or at least on that half of the screen.
Okay, so flip parts or flip PCs right now? Very good question. Wow, this is a very good one. Actually, both.
Depends on what.
So my analogy, I don't know if I've told you this before, but it's like a Venus flytrap, right? You have your Venus flytrap out, man. You got your ad listed, whether it's for a PC or for a part. Like if you can get a GTX, say 1080 for $50 on some crazy deal, and you've already got a PC with a 1080 and it's sitting there and it's not moving or it's still up there for a week, flip the 1080 too. I mean, yeah, I'd do both. Right now, they're both very viable because the deals are there. Like, one-time deals are so
If you're talking about it logically, you just say which has got the most profit potential. Say you like could sell a card and there's $100 profit just in that from what you got it from. Then you sell the parts on its own.
Yeah.
But if you put it into a build and then there's $300 profit, then obviously you do the build.
I just say, yeah, but you do both. You got to. There's different markets. People are looking for parts. People are looking for PCs, and you want to cater for both. So
if the profit margins were the exact same on a PC and a part, you might as well sell the part and save yourself the labor.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. But I know where I am locally, it's much better to sell PCs.
Yeah, definitely. Nobody buys parts for.
Bryan, where is your GF? Oh, she's in Japan, man. So at the moment, she's in Japan with my son. So, wife. Yeah, it's a weird. I've actually got to make an update behind the scenes vlog and talk about that stuff. Still, I haven't done it in a while. There's a lot to change since I've been back in Oz, and there's actually a big reason I'm back in Australia too. So there's actually a few reasons. So I will make a updated vlog about all the behind the scenes stuff for you guys. I'm sure a lot of you guys will appreciate that. And show us. I think I showed a picture in one video. I showed a picture. Yeah, there's one video. I forgot which video it was. It was about a month and a bit ago, and I showed a picture of me, my boy, and Meg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I don't recall.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, people. I mean, I don't. Yeah, people like
a
asking
bill
a
might
question
sit
like
4 times longer. He says.
Hey, sorry.
He says a bill might sit 4 times longer. Depends on the market.
Yeah, so you got to know
if it's a well priced for the market, it'll sell instantly.
You've got to know your market. Yeah,
when you're trying to get that profit out of it, people are a bit more hesitant.
Yeah, so you've got to know your local market, guys. Every market. What I learned from going to Melbourne recently was a big shock because it was so much different to the Gold Coast and Brisbane and stuff. Like, the PC game up here is a lot better. There's a lot more deals up here. Mm-hmm. Melbourne it seems like Melbourne's constantly got guys who are just, any decent deal, they're just ready to go on. It was like, dare I say, maybe there's a lot of dudes on Centrelink down there who
got nothing better to do.
Yeah, and they got nothing better to do than to just sit on, but I've met people who are on Marketplace all day, refresh, every 2 minutes, refresh, and they're just, that's all they do.
It's their full-time job.
Literally, that's all they do. I know there's guys that do it. So you've got to know your local market. I think up in Queensland, people are more relaxed. They want to go buy something. They'll just go look, okay, what's the avenue here? What's the price here? What's the price here? So you'll see a lot of stuff just sit on the markets for weeks because the price is much better to just go out and buy new.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so we got Fortnite servers down. So yeah, people ask my son, is he heavy into PC gaming? He's heavy into Switch gaming right now, Nintendo Switch.
Does he play Fortnite on the Switch or the PC?
He wants to change over to PC now because he knows he says the 30 FPS sucks.
Oh, so he knows about the FPS.
He knows. Yes, he knows like when he jumps on the PC.
It's like 120 hertz.
He knows it's way better.
4K ultra settings.
So I think he's in that stage where he's going to be changing over to PC gaming very soon.
I feel like a lot of kids do that. They start on consoles and they're like,
I did.
Oh, wow. The PC is actually a lot better. I should probably switch.
I did that, yeah.
I did, yeah.
I should probably Nintendo Switch. Got him. Every time I get him.
Yeah. Are you two in the same room? No, I am. No, I'm not.
You got to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Yusuf, what do you like? Yusuf's got to pull himself together
What? I'm entering the chat.
and not pull yourself apart with Mrs. Palmer.
Okay, I think Brian lost the plot.
When you flip a PC, what profit margin do you look for? It always depends. Like, you can have builds that are just insanely good. Like, you can get the deals of a century. Don't take my Jar Jar mug, dude.
He asked for it.
Who asked for it?
Marco.
I'll show him it's my Jar Jar mug, man. You don't touch not the Jar Jar mug. There's some sacred things here. The Jar Jar mug's one of them. So anyway, I had a biggest brain fart. This happens on live stream. Hey.
Margins.
Yeah, profit margin. Okay, back to profit margins, right? It all depends on knowing. So, like, for instance, I know in Australia right now, an RTX 3060 build with a 12 gigabyte GPU is going to go for 1,000 Aussie dollars very quickly. Like, it's going to move. In fact, that's my main bread and butter. Mm-hmm. So I'm always looking for a 3060 12 gig because you can have $300. Then there's $700 left over for the rest of your build and your profit. So now if you can put the rest of the build, say for instance you get an i5 10400F combo really cheap, a case, an SSD, power supply, all that stuff really cheap, you're looking at potentially like $350 on that flip. So that's 35,
wow.
That's like 50% profit margin. That's a really good case scenario. But then you're looking at other times where you only get away with $800 for the build. So then you're looking at $200, 25% profit. But either way.
Somebody's asking, is a profit based on percentages or dollar amount?
Dollar amount, yeah.
It's
dollar,
just
always.
what the market will pay for it.
For me, it's always dollar amount. I don't look at, so yeah, that's when you get in a higher end. If you sell a higher end build, you're looking at way lower profit margins percentage wise.
Yeah.
And especially because the consumer's like really looking at, they're doing their research. So in marketing, there's that thing where you've got the higher something is priced, the more people are going to dwell on it, think about it, research it. That's just a common, it's actually correlated heavily. So same with PC parts and same with PC prices. That's why I always love the low end. Like, you can sell an i7 and a GTX 1060 and they just move.
Yep.
Because people like, hey, they're decent little entry level gaming pieces, but people don't care. Like, some people will complain, oh, it's so old, the parts. It's like, where else are you going to get a gaming PC for 300 and something USD? Like with a monitor, keyboard, mouse. Where else? You're not going to get it from the retailers. They'll charge you like 800 USD minimum. So there's your market. So it always depends. I always go by dollar amounts. So you know what cures Brian's brain farts? Baked beans. Exactly. I didn't eat baked beans today. So someone asked, what did you eat today? Well, we had chicken schnitzels. Yeah, because Dadman went down to the place and he saw the schnitzels on sale.
You had a custard tart this morning.
Yeah.
I had a spinach and feta.
I had scrambled eggs too for brekkie.
Oh, I didn't have brekkie.
Okay. I had scrambled eggs and veggies. Onions, capsicums, scrambled eggs. Got to keep your eggs up, man, if you don't want to get sick. That's just my recommendation. So, we're transitioning into the health talk.
We always go on this tangent.
Yeah, we always transition.
I think people
to health.
like it.
They do. We start off with tech. We go to tech, yes, economics. Then we move over to health, baby. That's just a classical tech, yes, live stream, guys. So, but yeah, there's more questions coming in. So let's take a look what we got here. PC flipping PCs is my dream side hustle. Hopefully I can start too. I love building PCs. Oh yeah, dude. So you always start out by just flipping for your local community, like for your friends and your family and your extended friends, and you be the guy that they go to, and you get a few deals in first. Like, I'll build you this PC for $500 and you make a $50 cut.
You're doing it for yourself. Say you got like a really good deal, you've got your old card, and then your friend saying, my GPU is not really performing. You say, hey, I've got this old card, I'll sell it to you really cheap. And then you become known as that person.
Hey, we got a donation here from Brian's Tech Therapy. He's got the same name, brother. Fellow Brian. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the $10 donation, brother. Hey, Brian, just want to say thank you for all the years of hard work. Keep it up. Yeah, dude, we can actually... Mojo's back. I'd say it's back.
Is it at 100% though?
Not at 100%. Like, dude, 2018 tech, yes. You can't, like, that was... I look back at that. I was like, how did I do that? Solo YouTube video every day. Yeah. Hustling on the side. Like, you know, I remember that modem video. I was up till like 2 a.m. just editing that.
Oh, there was so many videos where like where something wasn't working, so you'd stay up so late just to get it working for the video.
There's 100% is like, yeah, I can't, like, going back, man, that stuff will cause
Where
health
are
problems.
you relative to that?
70%, like,
70.
dude, you can't. That was
Wow.
insane what I was pulling in 2018 on YouTube, man. Like, and everything else. Like, I just didn't stop. It's just like, I mean,
where do you think a healthy peak would be?
I don't know, maybe a little bit more than I'm doing now, but still, I just came back from Japan and stuff. It's like, I don't just come back from a country and go, hey, yeah, I'm gonna start up 100% again, full throttle. Yeah. Like, I gotta ease it. I don't know, man. I mean,
it's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I deserve a bit of a slow time at least. Like, I'm not having a break around. I'm just doing slow time a bit. You know what I mean? So, Bryan, you're right. In Melbourne, I've found it very hard to get any margin. I found other hustles and got better luck in that. Yeah. So I went to Melbourne and my impressions there are I didn't do a whole lot. I did like half a day on looking for the deals and stuff because we're at an event. But my impressions there was this market's, it's a lot different. Yeah. It's completely different. I would say ACT looked pretty good. Like I remember because I went to ACT, like it's a little capital. That looked really good. Like, I found some deals there. I didn't realize I was in ACT until like it showed me. The guys are messaging me like, I'm not in Melbourne, dude. I'm like, oh, why am I getting ACT popping up? So there's different locations and they're all going to have different sort of markets and different things. So, but Melbourne was tough, man. There's actually a guy who wants to sell me his website. He's from Melbourne. He wants to give it up.
True.
Yeah, PC flipping and hustling. So I was like, yeah, that's not cool to hear. I mean, Queensland's fine, dude. Yeah. Plus, a lot of people are moving up to Queensland from Melbourne and Sydney. So they're moving up south. They come up here. They're going to need a gaming PC. So,
would you do a trip to ACT if you were going down? Like, say you were going down to Sydney. Say we were driving down to Corey's. Would you do a little bit further to go to ACT?
Oh, yeah. I think so. It'd be good.
You think it'd be worth
I would
the
do
extra
that.
trip?
Yes, I'd do the extra trip for that. Yeah. But, needed a break to play Baldur's Gate 3. That too as well. Dude, that was so therapeutic. That was actually really good.
Almost to a fault.
Dude, Baldur's Gate 3 is therapeutic, man. ACT is Australian Capital Territory. It's like this small state where all the parliament is, like...
It's a little bubble.
But it looked like there was really good deals there. Yeah. People just like offloading stuff. So if you could be bothered to go there, it looks like it's got really good deals. Hey, I have a 12700K. Should I upgrade to a 3070 Ti or a 4070? Thanks. 4070.
Depends on price.
I'd go for a 4070. He's already got a 12700K.
Yeah. Your CPU is definitely not bottlenecking either of them.
So I can tell my wife that my hoarding 4090 is going to pay off. Yeah, man. You can tell, hey, we're going to rub your hands together. We're hitting the big time. Vegas, baby.
We're going to China.
Yeah, we're selling the GPUs to China, then we're going to Vegas. Get a Vegas steak. So
a Vegas steak?
Dude, I wouldn't even bother going to Vegas to gamble. I'll just go there for the steak.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
is there like a specific steakhouse that you'd go to?
I know where it is. I just forgot the name.
Right.
Because I was pretty drunk, but I just had the... Oh, dude, the steak was so good in Vegas. I just can't believe how good it is. Because they actually do like 24 hours like prep on the steak.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, that was 2019. So inflation, the steak would probably be double the price. So I had a $50 steak when I was there.
So $100, you reckon?
I reckon $100 now. But it was a $50 steak, but it was, dude, for $50, it was worth it. Dare I say that? It was just like the best steak I tried in my life.
Okay. How big? Like a solid...
So steaks in Vegas are cheap. If you blow 10K blackjack, they give you them for free. Yeah, well, that's a costly steak still.
Yeah.
If you're playing 10K blackjack, what is it on average? You're losing $300 if you're even playing like professional to a T stats.
Right.
Because isn't it 47.53 in the dealer's favor with blackjack? So if you're playing 10K, technically you're down $300 statistically. Jeez. Yeah, guys, I love statistics. So Vegas steak is a real tech geek. I guess I'm not the only one who's tried a Vegas steak. People know what's up, man.
All right.
People know what's up. So that's about
CES time. You're gonna stay in your hotel for one day.
I'm not going to.
And just go to.
I'm not going to CES. It's such a bad event, dude.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I can't tell you how bad it was the last time I went there. Hey, we've got this booth and it's like in a hotel room, and literally I couldn't even get up there because the elevators were full. And then there's a security guy going, "What are you here for?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm here to film for company X."
Yeah.
This happened multiple times. I was just like, I'm so fed up with this crap. Like, it was really poorly organized. The taxi driver started going off at me because I paid him a 10% tip instead of 15%. Like, yeah, it was like $8.50 cab ride. I gave him just a $10 note. Like, here, dude, here's $10. And he starts blasting me. I'm like, dude, did you not hear my accent? I'm clearly not from this country. I don't effing know what your tip is and how much it exactly should be. But like $8.50, I give you $10. That should be all right. Like, he just started blasting me, man. I was just like, the whole place. And then the Vegas steak made me feel better. But I'm not flying over there for a Vegas steak.
You don't want to go there, get abused, and then heal it with a steak.
Yeah, it's not that good of a steak.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the best steak I've tried, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's not worth the abuse. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, people are laughing. American tipping culture. Yeah, it really shocked me, man. I was like, dude, I gave you a tip, and I'm just like casually talking to him, and he's just like going off at me. I'm like, I just like literally just walked out the cab door and just slammed it really hard. Like, what's this guy? Thanks for making my day crap, dude. Like, yeah. So I was shocked. It was $8. I remember $8.50 cab fare. Gave him a $10 note. Like, is there something wrong with that? Like, I've got tenner. You know.
Oh, sorry. Let me get my coins out.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me just wait, man. I'm in a rush to get to a thing. Let me get my coins out. Give you the extra. Like, what? Yeah. Anyway. So. Yeah, luckily the taxi driver didn't pull his gun. Oh, Jesus, for a tip. Are you, like, I don't know, man. Like, he should just put on the thing. I'm going to be a total A to tourists. So if you
don't give me this percentage.
Yeah, if you're like, why not just run up his cab meter with the tip included? Like, that way I can see the final price and not have to do math on the fly. Anyway, yeah, the American tipping culture actually is like a big pain, man. So anyway, that was that. So, hey, bro, I'm still using an i7 4790K with a 3060 Ti. What CPU should I upgrade to, or should I overclock the CPU? You should upgrade the CPU. 3060 Ti is a beast. Yeah. Just a second, guys. Just 2 seconds. Yeah. So yeah, just tell them what CPU you've got to upgrade to.
All right. It really depends. If you're doing a lot of productivity, then it might be worth going something with a little bit more cores, like a i7. Wow, this seat is really warm. Like an i7, maybe a 10700K. That would be really good. Or a 10600 if you're just gaming. You can go brand new. You can go like a 13400, and that's still not going to bottleneck your your 4060, was it? 3060 Ti. You're not going to get bottlenecked by that. You good?
What's he not going to get? Yeah. He's not going to get bottlenecked by what?
By like a 13400.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would just go
really depends on the price you want to pay and what you're doing with it.
Just get a 10900K, dude. Call
I
it a day.
said 10700K if you want a productivity machine.
Yep.
Somebody said that 10th gen is really expensive for them. Look at AliExpress. I got mine off AliExpress.
Yeah, 10th gen should be actually really cheap, I'd imagine. Like, every time I've checked, it's been very...
I got my 10900K for like $200.
Yeah, 10900K is like where it's
200
at.
Aussie.
That's my favorite CPU right now.
Yeah.
Like, I like it. I really like it. 11900K is pretty good too. I just don't like the new 12th, 13th, 14th gen. Not a fan. I like Ryzen 7000. I'm waiting for 8000 before I do a full switch.
It's just too expensive with the DDR5.
Yeah, it's very expensive. So
it's a good idea. Just the price they're currently charging is not it. The used market's going to be crazy though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I like 7000 if you got the money, and then I like 10th gen. I'm probably like the weirdest. People would be like the opposite. They like Ryzen 5000 or something. Then they like
and then 14th.
Yeah, 14th gen or something. I don't know. Who knows? So Ryzen 5, Ryzen 5000 is good. I just like 10th gen over 5000 personally. So that would be
it's
me.
Not necessarily the DDR5, but also the motherboards and everything. It's just.
But it's not like I'm getting down to real. You're gonna see with the video we got coming out very soon. I've done the filming for it with input lag and stuff. I'm super nitpicking on latency. Like, Yusuf was watching me here today go down this tangent. I'm like, why is this? Why is this
How many
this?
tests did I do? I did maybe, I think it was 16 tests. No, it would have been like 24 tests. I did all that, and Brian just, how do I disable this one service?
Oh,
going
text
down?
input. Oh, man, Microsoft just introduces these crappy services, and you know it's bad when you literally turn the service off and
it
you
turns
can't
itself back
you
on.
can't manually delete it.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what you do, you can't manually delete this text input service. So yeah, Microsoft's just getting worse and worse to the point where you may wish to backdate your Windows, have an original install from a couple of years ago, and just not update it
Yeah.
for the best input lag, or just jump over to Linux, which I'm really starting to get more. The more I deal with this crap on Windows, the more I am getting sort of, I just want to make the switch to Linux where there's none of
So
that crap.
with Linux, you can actually run it off a USB just to try it, just to see if you like it.
Well, I do want to do it because I'm just getting tired of it. Like, it's,
Yeah.
you know, you install the PC the way you want it. If you don't install anything else, things should not install themselves. Services and like, I don't want you to install your crap for me without me asking. Even if it's Microsoft certified, I don't care. I don't want your service, Microsoft, on my PC that I don't use.
We should have understood that Candy Crush being included with Windows was the beginning of the end.
Yeah. Anyway, Windows 11 was just the start of it all. Yeah. Like, that was the start of the end. Yeah. I don't know. So I installed Ubuntu 2310. It's
Ubuntu's
fairly
really
easy.
good.
Well, I mean, I'm going with something. I'm going to try it anyway. I'm really actually am getting fed up with Windows with the input latency and just the you know, I was going to swear. I don't want to swear on the live
Where'd you
stream,
get it from to?
So we went from
today's-
from CS:GO, right? We changed a few settings in CS2. Sorry, I keep calling it CS:GO. CS2, we disabled all this crap that had self-installed itself on my PC. We're talking like ergo keyboard notification,
Context.
text input.
You had what in Japan before you came here? So not that long ago.
I had none of that crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was your time before? Your latency.
Oh, so I got it down to 6 milliseconds total system input
And
latency.
that was how long ago?
It was about 2.5 months ago.
Cool.
Yeah.
And now?
On the same tests, 26 milliseconds. So somehow we've magically gone up 20 milliseconds. And then, so CS2, sure enough, the monitor's really good, the Evnia. But we went from...
But the 120 hertz isn't that much of a bottleneck.
No way. And so we went from doing... I disabled all this crap. Went from going in CS2 from 26 milliseconds down to 8 milliseconds.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on with Microsoft
After, like,
Windows, dude?
A solid 4 hours of tweaking.
Yeah.
Mind you.
What is going on with this OS? It installs crap automatically for you in the form of updates and Windows updates. And you've got this crap running in the back of your system that's either got telemetry baked into it to send to Microsoft servers or to send to some other server, some other product you use on your computer, whether it's an audio interface or something. Everyone's doing it now. And all it's doing is introducing delay to your system.
Yeah. Windows sell you a product once, but they keep giving you updates.
Yeah.
And if you're not paying for the service, then you're the product.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. We're gonna say that every time we do a live stream now. If you don't know what the product or service is, then you're it. Yeah. Anyway, so that's in this case, yeah, they're just like telemetry is just baked into these OSs. So yeah, Win 12 we won't be able to install through Rufus, and definitely no install on unsupported hardware. Yeah, so it's just getting like, I didn't imagine PC would go this way, but here we are. So.
Yeah, well, I feel like Microsoft, because they also have Xbox has become a little bit more PC-like, and PC has become a little bit more walled garden Xbox-like.
It's just like, I want the raw latency. I want like Windows XP experience back. Just the raw, the raw deal. No telemetry, no crap. Just your raw services. I just want the real experience back, or even Windows 7. But like, yikes, this is getting bad, guys. You'll see in the video, guys. I mean, the title's going to be Windows 10 versus Windows 11 input lag, but I go off on this tangent on everything else.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a great video for you guys. So, that was just frustrating thinking back on earlier today. Yeah.
That was a whole day just
fixing
your PC.
There you go. So, anyway, That's it, guys. And that's what I mean. That's why I'm so skeptical when I see these results in real time. This is why I'm skeptical of these meltdown and Spectre updates and all this downfall and some new security update. It's you're so vulnerable. You're going to get hacked. Oh, yeah. Anyhow, guys, with that said, we will probably start closing out the stream. We've been streaming for about 2 hours now. So if you guys have any pressing questions,
can you do a video about AAA games that run well on Linux? Nearly everything.
Oh, I will go into the world of Linux very soon. I just got to get all the other requests done.
We
the
got
$100 flip up
videos that we
challenge.
need to do first, and then we'll get into the
$100 flip up challenge is on the top of the list.
Yep.
There's like all this stuff that I have to get through. So viewers have sent in broken stuff, used stuff.
Yep.
I've got to do can yes fix it.
Yep.
So there's a heap of backlog there. And
but when we get onto that stuff, we'll do a Windows versus Linux latency test. We'll do a gaming test.
Yeah, Microsoft. No, someone in the chat started losing his livelihood. Microsoft is making me lose my livelihood. Exactly.
Where's this from?
In the chat, he started losing his livelihood. That's exactly right.
Who?
I don't know. Microsoft is making me lose my livelihood.
Okay.
That's it.
So the reason your mojo isn't 100% is because Microsoft.
Yes, I'm going to blame it on Microsoft. That's it. We're going to blame it on Microsoft, guys. So if you're not feeling right, if you're not feeling well, just blame it on Microsoft.
Yeah,
okay, you wake up one day, you're feeling terrible. It's Microsoft's fault. Because it probably is. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the lols in the chat. Again, any pressing questions, guys, you need answers for. If I missed any questions before, then do pop them down. We will be closing off the stream very shortly. But of course, there's always that question that I miss or something like that. So if I missed it, let's pop it up now and we can get onto it for you guys.
Or if you're watching after the fact, put it in the comments.
Yeah, and that too. Yeah, and make sure you hit that like button for us, guys, and drop some love in the comments too. Always love it when you guys interact at Tech Yes City here, because we got here the last. Okay, so there is a question. I got 8700K with RTX 3090. Should I upgrade the CPU? Yeah. That's unless you've heavily overclocked that thing. That's sort of on the fence of if you've overclocked it and you know what you're doing overclocking it, you'll be okay. But if you haven't and you're just like a stock kind of guy, lock in XMP, then your CPU could use an upgrade. So that one's kind of like that's a if or could sort of thing. So it depends on what no OC. Yeah, well then you're going to be missing out on stuff with an RTX 3090, especially at 1080p or 1440p. So
best GPUs and CPUs to use for medium PC build flips. GPUs, whatever you can get your hands on.
3060, man. 3060 is it right now, dude. It's it.
But what about CPUs?
CPU would be 3060 i7-8700 is a good one. I like 10th gen. Ryzen 7 5700X is banging. It's hot. Like you can get them off AliExpress.
I remember there was a period of time not too long ago where you used to buy brand new CPUs and GPUs for your builds. You used to get like 12700s.
Depends. Like go on Ali. Just go on Ali. Like pull up the full screen for the viewers.
Full screen, you reckon?
Yeah, and go to AliExpress.
Yep.
And go Ryzen 7.
No autofill for AliExpress. I'm disappointed.
Well, maybe it automatically deletes it. I don't know. But go to Ryzen 7 5700X.
Ryzen 5.
This is one of my favorite CPUs for flipping right now. It's got the name. It's got the Ryzen 7. Did you put Ryzen 5?
5700X.
Yeah. Okay. Open up in a private browser. Maybe private browser it. Yeah.
Here we go. 163.
There should be like one for like 140. Last time I checked, it was 140.
158.
So they're 100. I saw them as low as $140 on AliExpress, but bottom line is you can get them 144 shipped, and that's like for Ryzen 7, you can couple that up to like a 4070, no problems. That's a great CPU, and you've got that naming there. People want Ryzen 7. They're going to see, oh, that's a good CPU. 8 cores, 16 threads. Oh, that's even better. So it's like you've got to, like, whenever you're looking for a CPU or a GPU, always look at two things. How relevant is the GPU? How like recent is it? So 3060 is looking good there. How much VRAM does it have? Nowadays, that's actually getting more important than ever. 3060's got 12 gigabytes of VRAM. And then you got 5700X on the CPU side, 8 cores, 16 threads, and it's a Ryzen 7, and it's relevant. And you're not going to hear any bad things about it on threads or forums. So you're kind of just looking at these two being like the perfect combination. That would be the gold standard right now for flipping PCs and moving things, would just be the Ryzen 7 36. I actually did a video on it on the channel because that's one that's going to move, guys. So I would definitely be looking at that. That's your combo right there. I find like for some reason 2060s in PCs moves very slowly. I don't know what it is with 2060. I think people just want...
20 series was just not really well received brand new, so I feel like people have just got that sort of neglect towards it even now.
But here's the thing. I think if people want a 2060 Super, they're going to be, I want 3060. So they're going to be looking for a 3060 system.
Yeah.
And I don't care if they're saving $100. They want that, or 150. They want the 3060.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like that's your problem with the 2060 right now. And then the 10 series, well, they're cheap. They're bangers. They're in a different price point. So you can get away with 1080s at lower prices and stuff like that. So, yeah, that'd be my recommendations there. So, and then Will Be Bethesda says, games need to stop following suit with Microsoft, Nvidia, and AMD. It could take a few breaths and really make some game-changing products. Yeah, I mean, the gaming this year has been the best it's been in a long time. The games being released this year, I've been very impressed. So hopefully PC gaming can keep it up. Now we got the finals too. Check it out, guys. The finals, this is cool games.
I'm literally gonna go home and play some more ranked. It's so fun.
Okay, yeah, sweet.
Oh, I need to show you some of the clips I got. The last minute steals in ranked. It's just the best feeling you'll ever have.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bed, so
yeah.
I'm going to close up.
Drive home and then
yeah, he's got to drive home still. So, all right, guys, do you need a 12-volt power connector for a 40 series? You need it comes with the adapter, so you won't, like, if you're buying one used, you'll definitely want to get that adapter with it. It changes
also, look up your power supply if it's relatively recent, because I just went out and I have a Silverstone SFX. I just bought the cable that goes from the power supply to 12-volt higher power.
Yeah.
It's just the cable. You don't need any adapters.
Yeah, so Davina says a slowdown from security mitigation is a factor to consider before buying vintage hardware. Absolutely. But you can disable those mitigations. I do. Again, my trust for these companies is like zero. So, yeah.
Own your hardware and use Linux.
Anyway, guys, we'll be closing off this stream. Thank you so much for tuning in wherever you are in the world. If you have any questions, again, drop them in the comments section below. I'll get back to you. Hope you guys enjoyed the topics today, as well as just dropping in your 2 cents. Love reading those thoughts and opinions as always, and we'll catch you guys in another tech video very soon. Last stream, I promised I would remember what the little kid was saying in Japan.
Oh.
I finally recognized what he was saying.
Yeah?
Hot cocoa, huh? So he was asking for a hot cocoa. And that's all he could say. Hot cocoa, huh? Because I think I gave my boy a hot cocoa one night for $4 because I'm not giving him coffee. I'm not giving him tea.
Yeah.
And then the other kid tried the hot cocoa, but he was only like 4 years old or something.
Right.
Yeah, and then he just runs around screaming hot cocoa all the time. And he said it, hot cocoa, huh? Hot cocoa, huh? And that's all I heard, like literally for like the next day.
Yeah.
Because they had family friends. I was like, man, this is actually doing my ears in. So anyway, hot cocoa, huh?
Hot cocoa.
Yeah, hot cocoa, huh? Hot cocoa, huh? So anyway, guys, make sure you get your hot cocoa. So, yeah, I mean, you could give the 4-year-old a beer. Nah, that's brutal, man.
No, not in Japan.
I mean, Dad Man gave me a beer at 5, but I spat it. Because back at 5 years old, it was like, dude, this thing tastes brutal. Like, your taste buds are heightened when you're a 5-year-old. It's like, the cake, you always want to eat like strawberry cake and all that crap when you're 5 years old. But then, you taste a beer and it's like in a different planet bad. Like, so then as you get older, you get used to bitter stuff. And you're like, hey, this beer's all right. And this cake don't taste so good. So anyway, yeah, hot to cocoa, huh? So anyway, guys, I promised you I'd remember what the little boy said, little kid said in Japan. That's what he said. So I don't know what was it had to do with something. I just remembered I'd remember what he said. So I remember what he said now. And I don't know, but I just remembered now. My memory's getting good. Yeah, because I've been having last stream I had too many brain farts and my memory was bad. I think maybe just getting back into Japan.
I think it's just the tangents we go on.
Yeah, who knows? Hot the GPUs, hot the GPUs. Yeah, that's coming at an island near you. Hot GPUs are coming to an island near you guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. Stay awesome wherever you are in the world, and we'll catch you in some more hot tech content very soon. You've actually got to close off the live stream because you're the control man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We will see you in the next video. Are we streaming in 2 weeks again?
Yes, we'll do it every 2 weeks. I think
Very cool.
Yeah.
See you guys in 2 weeks.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.